This episode brought to you by Detention, because even if you're a little shithead, you still deserve friends.
Hey everybody, we're watching The Breakfast Club, and you're listening to Miscast Commentary.
Chomp, chomp.
You're listening to Miscast Commentary, where two guys have seen way too many movies and have way too much time on their hands.
I have come here to chew bubblegum and kick ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum.
Now here's your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray.
Hey everybody, welcome to Miscast Commentary. I'm Joe Finley.
I'm Todd Tebow the Sailor Murray.
That's all true, and we got a good one for you today. It's September. School is back in town.
It is.
Well, it never left town. Schools existed.
It's
but
still there.
The concept of showing up to school is back in town.
Back in session.
And so some of you have probably gotten detention already.
It's September.
Yeah, I know, but there's some assholes who got pre-detention,
Or summer school.
It was like the last day of school, and they like showed their dick to their teacher, not realizing that they haven't graduated.
They're still, you're still
No,
in
they
their
thought they-
jurisdiction.
There you go.
And they own you.
Well, they thought they did graduate, then they did that, then they failed 2 of their exams, and now they have to go back.
Christ.
And now they're in detention the whole time. So we dedicate this to you, and I imagine people are listening to this podcast from detention right now.
I hope so.
Well, because now, I mean, technology is such... You don't have to have a giant fucking Walkman on.
Or anything
Discman
like
the
that.
old days.
Drag a whole giant big blue with you to school.
Yeah, I was secretly listening to my boombox on my shoulder.
Yes, secretly.
the
I've got to
Sugarland
turn
gang.
down low, which is still blast the windows out.
You got to rap time with the rap time music. God, rap was awesome back then.
Oh, yes, it was. What happened, eh?
Fucking
They all
50
turned
Cent
into a
ruined
bunch
it
of
all.
fucking wieners. That's what happened.
Face tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Half singing, half rapping, bunch of bullshit.
It's the face tattoos, man. It makes you distracted because you probably like see it a little bit out of the corner of your eye if it's on your cheek. You know, how he's like,
Oh, yeah, like your periph gets you. You always think
And you just
something's
kinda-
there.
So you like start. He's like, oh man, this is gonna be such a social event. What the fuck is on my? and just
We
constantly-
should get tattoos. I want to get a tattoo on my face of a crumb. Right where you're saying, right where my eye would see. So I'm always like, fuck, man, there's a crumb right there. Or a zit. A tattoo of a zit. Yeah.
Nice.
The never-ending zit.
I'm gonna get a tattoo of a mustard stain on my lower lip.
Sweet.
And everybody's always. And the best part about it is they're gonna be like, Joe doesn't like mustard. What's going
the
on? Here?
hell?
Is he making out with somebody who likes mustard?
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Fuck.
Your wife's always pissed. You with that mustard bitch again?
Was he blowing the Burger King? I assume he's got a
The
mustard dick.
burger. Oh, yeah. Yeah, he's got a mustard cack.
Oh yeah. What does that have to do with this movie? Nothing.
They probably serve mustard in the old, the food hole there. At
The
the
food
school.
hall, the cafeteria.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
It's
Yeah,
been a
that's
while.
what they call it.
It's been a while. We can't remember all
I
our
don't know.
words
I
from
can't
school.
remember half of anything that happened today, for Christ's sakes.
Get all that food hole. All right. We should get this one started.
Let's do it.
It's a truly great one.
Yes, it is.
So let us press play.
Now, press play now.
He's not lying. We did press
He
play.
did. He did. I feel like this is an over dramatization of my own, adolescence or something. Like, I was in fucking detention every fucking day.
Well, this does list on the top of almost every list of high school movies and stuff like
You
that.
better.
It is the number one formative movie. But it's funny because this type of detention, at least in my experience, never
Just
existed.
in the States. I guess
Yeah.
it must be. Is this made up?
Saturday detention.
Is
yeah,
this
well,
a made
it's-
up? No, the whole
yeah.
detention thing here. Do they in the States have detention? Great soundtrack to the movie too.
Yeah, I would assume that this is based on.
see it.
Yeah, I
They got
assume
summer
this is based
school.
on. Yeah. But I mean, Saturday weekend jail kind of thing, right? I didn't know weekend jail existed until
Yep.
a guy I worked with. He apparently had to use up all his vacation days because he was in weekend,
weekend
jail.
jail,
or something,
yeah.
and I'm like, that is fucking.
Did you really do
hilarious.
something that bad when you just hey there, hey Wallace, I'm okay.
Yeah,
Sign me in. They leave the door wide open,
Yeah, we just want to wreck your weekend.
yeah, that's all it
your
is. It's like
punishment.
you wrecked somebody else's weekend, so now we're wrecking yours.
Yeah. All right. Can we just start off immediately by talking about the amazingness of John Hughes?
Oh my God, you know what? It's got to be said. They do not make them like this anymore.
That's exactly right.
This man was a genius.
Yeah. Just listen to the list of movies he did. It gets kind of weird after a while, but I mean, at the beginning, it doesn't get better than this.
Yeah.
So he was a writer for National Lampoon back in the day, and he wrote a bunch of things. He like Vacation 64 and things like this, which became National Lampoon's Vacation, which he also wrote the screenplay for. National Lampoon's European Vacation, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. That's all him.
He wrote all those?
He wrote all of those.
Holy shit.
He wrote Mr. Mom, 16 Candles, Weird Science, Pretty in Pink, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Some Kind of Wonderful, She's Having a Baby, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, Uncle
Amazing.
Buck, Home Alone, Beethoven, Dennis the Menace,
Beethoven.
101 Dalmatians. He also wrote Dutch.
Oh, Dutch rules. Dutch rules.
So, I mean...
Shermer.
But, I mean, he is the most... I would argue he's the most real director.
Yeah.
Like he's what like people thought Cameron Crowe was in the 90s.
Right.
He's what that really was.
You should have been, yeah.
Like nobody came close to his.
Although Long Duck Dong said that it kind of ruined him being Long Duck Dong.
Well, yeah.
He was like so ashamed years later that he, you know.
Racist.
Yeah.
But
I think it's hilarious though. I don't find it racist.
No.
It's just like, come on.
I don't think he was put in there to be racist.
Fun, exactly.
I think he was put in there specifically to be a problem, like he was like this way out there thing,
just
for
some
her
way
to have to
out there
experience,
guy,
right?
yeah.
Like, and it just went wrong. It wasn't like Mickey Rooney doing that in Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yeah.
It was like, like that was
See, that's pretty bad.
him being white didn't help.
At least they had an Asian dude doing it, right? So then you're like, what the hell, right? That's just the way this crazy guy is. We're not saying that they're all like this.
Isn't he the same guy though from UHF who he's like, you're so stupid.
Yeah, I was literally thinking the same thing. What's in the box?
Yeah,
nothing. She's coming to town.
Yeah,
Molly Ringwald is I guess she's I was
she's
wondering
a jazz
like
singer.
What it was. Yeah, but she's a jazz singer. She's probably sultry hot.
I
She's like,
saw her very recently on something. I think it was like
Was it
Oprah's
good?
Where Are They Now? And she was rock solid.
Oh yeah. She's
like
like Jessica Rabbit or something.
She's aged crazy well. She's only one of two actual teenagers in this movie. Her and Anthony Michael Hall are both 16.
Actually,
and she turned 17 while shooting this. Everybody else is in their 20s. Judd Nelson was 25, and Emilio Estevez and Ali Sheedy were both 23.
yeah, Emilio Estevez was 54.
Yeah.
The man does not age.
No, he looks amazing.
Yes,
still.
he does.
He's got
a movie coming out soon that looks really good.
He's got a couple that are in the works right
directing.
now.
Yeah. Oh, the poor bugger.
See, they did a real
He's got a great monologue later.
Yeah, but they really do a good job at encapsulating, like, this isn't none of these people are any one person.
Exactly.
As I see bits of these people in me.
Yep.
I see bits of these people in you
Yep.
and everybody we went to school with, and
I'm 95% Ali Sheedy though.
Yeah, and that's what I would say. I would say I'm mostly Ali Sheedy with a little bit of Anthony Michael Hall. I love that.
Gonna hit by the car. Let's not forget how much Matt Groening must love this movie, as Bart Simpson has borrowed every line from him. Eat My Shorts.
Yeah.
There's a bunch of other you'll see in the movie, and then they named Bender after Bender in Futurama.
That is true. What
a fucking library with like no books in it.
A lot of weird casting in
Were
this
they
too.
all upstairs?
Everybody was probably, yeah.
Where the fuck are they?
The stacks are in the back. Don't worry about it. Don't think too hard about it.
That's where I keep my stacks. Oh yeah,
no doubt. But the I like this. But yeah, from casting, Ali Sheedy's role was supposed to be played by Molly Ringwald, but she wanted to play Claire, and actually had to like fight with John Hughes and the studio to get that role instead.
Who red hair McGee?
Yeah,
there?
Molly Ringwald. So she's only playing this role because she had to fight for it because she was gonna get.
They were
Ali
gonna
Sheedy's.
give her Ali Sheedy's.
Yeah,
I think she was right. I think she was absolutely perfect for the role that she
nailed
got.
it. I bet you everybody told her that too at the end. And then John Cusack tried really hard to get the role of Bender and didn't get it. And it actually went to Emilio Estevez.
Oh.
And then Emilio Estevez was asked very nicely to take on the role of Andrew because they couldn't find anybody to play Andrew.
Right.
And they were like, you'd be good as Andrew too. So he took that role, and then they got Judd Nelson in as.
Sweet.
So I mean, like,
I wonder what was Judd Nelson in? How was Judd Nelson on their radar? You got anything on the Juddy?
Yeah, well, he's
the Nelson of Judd.
I mean, At this point, he hadn't done a whole lot. He'd done a little bit of TV, I guess, and I guess he auditioned well. The outfit he's wearing is the outfit he wore to his audition, so it's like this is not a
oh right,
the choice of the costume department or whatever.
He made a character choice and he stuck with it.
And apparently, he stayed in character the entire time and almost got fired from the movie for bullying everybody during the off.
No way.
Like, could you imagine though, in your off time, he is doing this character in your face constantly?
Oh god, that would piss
Like
me
that
right
would be,
off.
and the person,
Just like they fired Buddy from Lethal Weapon.
Yep, and
for being a maniac on set. People aren't putting up with this shit anymore.
Sean William Scott taking his role.
That's right. I'm glad.
Yeah,
I was like, good for you.
It actually made me kind of want to watch
Stifler. I know, me too. Actually, I like Stifler.
But of all people who saved Judd Nelson's role, Paul Gleason, the principal, actually talked John Hughes into not firing him.
Really?
And he said, "Look, man, he's just a good actor. This is how he's getting in character. Like, let him do it because you're gonna get the best out of him for it."
Right.
And you did. I mean, these guys are all.
I wonder if they're buddies afterwards, and if he apologized or anything, being like, "Sorry, I'm like in character."
Quite not. They did work together again. They worked together on St. Elmo's Fire.
That's right.
But they were not happy with each other. They were actually talking about making this a thing where they did a movie every 10 years. So the Breakfast Club became a club of people
together, right?
who basically they come up together and you would see them through their steps of life. I was actually thinking about this because I had thought about other sequels to John Hughes movies before. A while back, I thought about Ferris Bueller's Long Weekend, where he decides to like fuck off on like a very important Friday from his company or something like that, and then just kind of get together with his friends again and go like, I've lost who I am, and we've got to kind of go. I have to go
back,
right? And that's kind of what they had done with this. And I thought about the exact same thing that they did. I'm like, it would be great if they did something like this now,
right?
Where they got together. And
I'm sure Judd Nelson would love that.
He would, but at the time when they were talking about doing all these things, John Hughes wanted nothing to do with him, and apparently he had a falling out with Molly Ringwald too, and he's like, yeah, this is never
forget it,
right?
Is this after 16 Candles or before?
Before, I believe.
Oh, they get a little too big for their britches, these friggin' stars.
Yeah. See, that was the thing is because he had falling outs with some of these people, but it was like he had worked with other like he had worked with them again, like afterwards too. Like every one of these guys you see in something else. Like Anthony Michael Hall was a big one for him. He's in 16 Candles, Vacation, like National Lampoon's Vacation.
Oh yeah, he was Rusty.
Yeah, he was in Weird Science. Also, he was in SNL. He was a cast member for a little while when Robert Downey Jr.
Dreyfus.
Yeah, Robert Downey Jr. was there at the time.
I forgot about that.
Well, they brought in some young people because they were trying to find a solution.
Well, because after
when
the
it was
main
stale.
Super roster left, right? It's like, oh fuck, what do we do now?
So they were trying to find a solution because they were like close to getting canceled all the time, and then they brought him in. Robert Downey Jr. and they each lasted a year.
Could you imagine being, because he's actually 16, you're saying, and Judd Nelson's 25. Could you imagine in between takes him getting up in your face? You're 16, he's 25.
It would be terrifying.
Oh my god, I'd be like, holy
and you've barely been in anything.
Yeah, like holy shit.
Yeah. Anthony Michael Hall also in Edward Scissorhands, 6 Degrees of Separation, The Dark Knight. So I mean, he's got a career, but the problem is
who's
Anthony Michael Hall.
He is.
He plays the reporter.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but which actually I just saw we broadcasted at work the other day.
Right.
I was just like, oh, there he is.
Beaches.
And beaches. Yeah, yeah, we've got a long going joke about beaches, and I saw it and I texted to Todd. I'm like, yeah, beaches is coming on.
I have to. There was always this guy at school, though. Remember when we were in high school? There was always that guy that looks like he's like, how this guy's like so old looking, you know, and he's like intimidating and like, oh, like fuck.
Yeah, you're sitting there and you're like seriously, how many times have you been in grade 12?
Yeah, like what the fuck?
And it's like
not me, just twice, not like these losers.
Yeah, but I don't count yours. You got like a credit. Like not like, oh, I have to do it again.
Yeah, one credit I need. I got kicked out of health class.
Yeah,
well, so they wouldn't shut up.
Yeah.
I'm
surprised you didn't have to do that more.
Every time, you me both.
I know.
Every time that I was sent to the principal's office, it was because something that came out of my mouth. It was never because I did something bad. Yeah. It was always because I just wouldn't shut up. Yeah. I was very uncomfortable. I was really like, if I stop talking, I'm going to shit myself. And then that's going to be even worse.
I have, we were talking about detention and stuff. And I was talking about a time I was in detention. And literally just the teacher put up a math problem. And they were like, when you solve the math problem, you could leave. And I solved it before most people had sat down. And I was out the thing. Because math was my thing. Yeah. I almost think he really liked me. And I almost feel like he did that on purpose. So he's like, you don't need to be here.
What are you doing here? What did you do?
So I honestly don't remember exactly exactly what it was, but I feel like I failed to hand something in on time, or I didn't do something. It was something I didn't do that I was supposed to do.
It wasn't like you
but
like
it was like
fisted the teacher's wife in the parking lot.
no, that didn't happen until high school, and I never got caught. Oh, it was good times. His nostrils are so fucking distracting.
He's a nostril actor.
He is.
It's an actual technique. I saw it in Strasbourg.
16 Candles takes place inside his nostrils.
Exactly. The nostriverse.
That was actually what happened. Is they all got sucked up in. And he's
does
like, "What are we
look-
gonna do until we wait to get out of here?" And it's like, "Let's shoot a movie." And so that's what happened. Long Duck Dong was already.
That's what productful people do.
I love that he's got like
Look, he does. There's like a
titty photo
a
up.
slit like on his nostril or something. I can't not see. Once you said his nostrils, now that's it. The movie's over.
I
Thanks a
watched
lot.
this movie a while back now, but I watched it on a big screen again, and his like nostril, like I could sit inside his nostril and not be a distraction from the movie. It's ridiculous. I just broke Todd, I think. Or he's joking. But like literally, I could be in there and I wouldn't even block his nose.
There's not. It's so big. There isn't even an echo.
No. I like that. That's actually really good. So Emilio Estevez, he's a guy who I think his career is very underrated. He's a director now and he does a lot of stuff, but I mean, just even his career as an actor, just because I think he just hits you every so often with a little something, but it's always something fairly memorable. He was in Repo Man, St. Elmo's Fire, Maximum Overdrive, Young Guns, Men at Work, which he also directed.
Yeah, you're right. He wasn't in a lot of shit.
Mighty Ducks, all those movies.
Lord.
But I mean, they're family movies and they're popular. And
If your family's
they
fucking
got
half drunk.
Hey man, they took the evil Iceland team on in part 2. Part 3 made no sense to me. Part 3 was
What
like,
was the referee's problem, guy? Call the fucking thing.
Yeah,
He's got a
you-
lasso
yeah,
out
it's totally-
on the goddamn ice.
yeah, also you had a black goalie. It's all weird. No, Keenan Thompson wasn't the goalie.
Oh, that's right.
He
He
had
was in that.
He did the
Maybe he
knuckle
was in
puck.
heavyweights.
He did the knuckle puck. But then he was in Judgment Night, which is another awesome
movie. We should watch that movie. That movie's
I would
awesome.
like to as well. Mission Impossible, Rated X, which he also directed. We've talked about that movie before. It's him and Charlie Sheen play the brothers who made the the first mainstream pornos.
Yeah, yes. I don't know if I've seen that movie or not.
Amazing. It was
Is
an
it?
HBO movie. It's such a good movie. I really, really liked it.
What is his fucking problem exactly?
and
Just
then
because
he
your
also-
dad beats the shit out of you doesn't mean you can bring it to school, bro, and take
That's-
it out on all these kids.
That's what I say to my kids
You and
all
your
the time.
spray on tan. He looks like he's a spray on tan going on here.
That hair, though, Jesus.
Is he playing a Mexican? Like, what is happening with his
no.
tan here?
No,
Is
he's
he
just
Mexa-facing?
no, he's in.
Yeah.
No, it's just to show he's dark.
Ooh.
The darkness. The idea of this, I'm shocked to this day that this never made it as a play.
I know, it's perfect for a play.
It's completely
Absolutely perfect.
completely isolated, except like the part where
they
where
go
he
through the
actually
hallway
escapes. No,
and-
but
yeah.
that's when you use the aisles and stuff. You use the space,
Yeah.
right? And
hey,
I
that's
think,
a good idea. You should direct that, man.
fuck, I miss my
Fucking
calling.
A. I want to play the principal.
You want to play the principal?
Or Molly Ringwald.
Okay,
One or the other.
I don't fit into any of
I
these
can do
roles
a
anymore.
mean Molly Ringwald.
If we can fit in Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors, then that's what I'm gonna play.
Did The Simpsons or Futurama ever do a spoof of this? I can totally see like Bender in here and like other
they've
characters
done-
from that universe.
They've
right?
never done, to my knowledge, they've never done a specific thing. I guarantee you Family Guy's done one of their bullshit.
Probably.
It was just
Oh,
like that one
yeah.
time when blah, 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 when I was
my
in
God.
detention with Bender.
And then they show the entire movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Fuck
them.
Yeah, Seth MacFarlane. As much as I like Seth MacFarlane as a person,
How's that
suck my
space
balls.
show?
I never
The
fucking-
Orville.
Yeah.
As I saw him in it, I was like, I cannot handle his quips. I was like, I can't do
got
it.
can-
I
it
can't
got
do
canceled
it.
fast.
Of course it fucking
So-
did. Think you want to be, what's that one? Galaxy Troopers or whatever?
Galaxy Quest.
Galaxy
Which is
Quest.
actually coming back as a TV show.
Oh, no way.
Paul Scheer is writing it right now,
Aw,
actually.
too bad the man died.
Yeah, Rickman, yeah.
Rickman, yeah.
Well, it's going to obviously be all different
oh,
people.
it'll be Doug Jones and 18 pounds of makeup.
He never wore makeup. It's always
Oh my
just
God,
the
it's
green
just-
screens.
They just
Except the
just
shape of water. That's what he looks like.
different
That's why Abe
lighting.
Sapien-
Yeah, just different lighting from angles.
See, that's my thing. That's my one real downfall. Like, people are like, oh man, Guillermo del Toro's a genius. I'm like, why does he have one overlap character from movie to movie?
Yeah.
Like, because
It's true.
the shape of water is Abe Sapien.
It is Abe Sapien in love.
The hand dude, the guy with the eye hands is in more than one movie.
That movie pissed me off so bad. Everybody's like, "This is the most beautiful movie I've ever seen." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
It's stylistically cool,
it's like
but
people
like,
getting shot in the face. The movie.
Well, and is that not what you want? So this guy was brilliant in this role, but I think it actually hurt. Like, he was in a lot. I was gonna say it hurt his career, but
he's wicked.
I think it hurt his career as a standout character actor more.
Why? Why do you think?
Because it became a very typecasting role, I think.
Oh, now everybody sees him as this guy,
As
right?
the hard ass.
Right.
And
I
I mean,
find that so weird.
He's done other things, like you've seen him in other roles and stuff like that.
I found it so strange how you can be typecast as something. I can see if you play Batman 8 million times in a row and then they only see as Batman, but not this like this, right? You're all actors, so here's this one role, and now nobody can fucking see you doing anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, she's so cute.
I was always way more into her than Molly Ringwald in this movie.
I like her undies shot.
Love those undies. But yeah, I mean, like Paul Gleason, he was also in like Die Hard, but then he was also in Not Another Teen Movie playing this role.
Oh, and that's right. Now that's sad.
Yeah, and
when
Van
you play
Wilder
your
in
own
this role.
spoof.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? The spoof of yourself in the movie, like a cameo or something cool, but when you play the same role, right?
Yeah.
You know you're hurting for
And
bucks.
then he was in Drake and Josh also in this role. Like, it was just constantly, like, he's just doing that kind of thing, right? It was really kind of unfortunate. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You think it's weird is like maybe, you know, like how, you know, Buddy's got a foot fetish, a Tarantino.
Yeah.
I heard we get a lot of naked Leonardo DiCaprio feet in the new one.
Oh, I hope so.
Oh, yeah, lots of dirty toe closes with worms in between the toes.
And just people who are friends of his and stuff.
Okay, but in 16 Candles,
Yeah.
Nerdo there makes her a deal for her underwear.
Yes.
Right? To show to the other nerds that we banged. And in this movie, they show her underwear.
Yeah.
So maybe this is John Hughes like cry for help because he wants to whiff high school girl undies.
Or maybe he just wanted to see Molly Ringwald's pussy, which I wouldn't totally blame him.
Do the carpets match the drapes? I have a feeling they do.
I have a feeling they're just literal fire.
It's literally just a small fire.
It's like a magic fire that doesn't burn you.
Yeah.
It's just like you just feel the flames like
You can
lick
feel
you
the
and like that
heat.
kind of thing.
Ooh, I'll let her flames lick me.
Right?
I can't go to that show. I'm going to be arrested. I want to go see her bad as a thing.
Yeah.
As in her new
Yeah, I feel like it'd be
role.
very
I was like,
seductive.
oh God.
You know what kills me? Like this, I would argue that again for these kind of like coming of age movies and stuff like this, it doesn't get better than this movie.
Eat my shorts.
Eat my shorts. I never
Boom.
understood that as an insult or as a act of defiance or any of those things, right? But yeah, this script. So again, like arguing that this is the best of these movies.
Oh, totally. Absolutely.
He wrote the movie in 2 days.
No way. Well, because the man's a genius.
So
Yeah, they did this to The Simpsons.
what's that?
Maybe I'll just shut my big mouth. Remember, he's like, I got
Yeah.
you for 2 months. What are you rebelling against? What do you got?
I don't think that he specifically ripped that off from this. I feel like that's just a joke that people think of in that scenario. I don't think that was just see, I
Oh,
think
it was. Come on now.
he's using this just to avoid getting beat.
Exactly. I was going to be like, why would you want to be there? But that's the thing. He doesn't want to be at home.
Yeah.
So he's forcing, not forcing himself. He's making it so that he looks like a badass and has to come into detention because maybe, he can find half a sandwich in the garbage or something, right?
Yeah, for sure.
We never see his parents, do we?
No,
We don't.
No, we don't.
Maybe
When everybody comes and picks him up, he just walks away.
in the new one, where they all get back together, it should have been him like, now he's older and he's like, fuck you, dad.
They could probably get away just with updating the tone of high school and stuff like that. Like, think about things like school shootings. Think about things like, LGBT things being, more prevalent and that kind of things. Like, you kind of like pepper that stuff
like a
into
new
this.
cast with like new kind of issues.
Have that. But Judd Hirsch would have to be the dad that beats the.
He'll be his dad.
Yeah.
Judd Hirsch will just be the same role.
Yeah,
He'll be
exactly.
Bender, still in detention.
That would
45.
That would be amazing.
Still there.
He's like, I agree.
Fuck you. He's like, oh,
And you see,
fucking
there's
kids.
actually a new principal, but this guy comes in. He's like, he and I,
He's the
we're
janitor
going
now.
through this. That would be the ultimate.
Yeah.
In-
now because remember he was like a
Yeah.
fucking janitor.
I love the
They're
wisdom.
smoking.
I love the wisdom of the janitor.
He's the old wise janitor.
We knew people who smoked in college, but it wasn't like, or in high school.
Well, they didn't
but
light
that
their
wasn't-
shoe up and then, do it all cool for no one to see.
Not much. There's not a lot of people lit things on fire. See this?
Some of the bad kids
what?
would smoke.
Is he trying to hide a bone?
Oh,
hide
he's
that
got
bone.
a high school boner.
This again, such a small, silly scene, but it's very, again, true to just what do you do when all you can do is sit
There's
there,
nothing. Yeah.
right? And it's like, and
Oh my God. Do you remember when I was in high school?
I don't.
And I was in tech class or whatever. We're learning clickety-clicky on the old keyboard. They're fucking pointless. And where did computers ever get us, right? Nothing. Fuck all. I knew it from the start. I was like, this is a scam from the man. I don't want anything to do with this.
What are we recording
But
this
I
thing
remember
on?
I had a big old hangnail and I wrapped the mouse cord.
Yeah.
Like when they had cords.
I remember that.
And I wrapped it around. That was a really good picture she just drew, actually.
Tell she's
I love a girl
dandruff.
with raging dandruff.
I wanted
make
to-
it when it's like my penis is a snow globe.
I was,
Oh yeah.
no, I was just gonna say, yeah, it's like she's riding you, and it's like Edward Scissorhands. It's snowing indoors.
Anyways, but I wrapped this cord around my finger and it shot the hangnail right off, like a rocket.
Yeah. Oh.
I remember it was bleeding.
Yes.
Everybody was pretty impressed, actually.
Yeah. People got impressed in very weird ways.
Oh yeah, you got to do what you got to do.
See-
I'm surprised nobody's throwing a pencil on the ceiling. Do they do that in this?
It's too high up. This is the largest
Oh
library
my
in the
God,
world.
yeah, that could be an issue when that comes back down.
Who says lavatory?
The lavatory. What does that even mean? That sounds like like the back room of the laboratory.
Well, that's the word that somebody invented when people would say bathroom, but there's no bath in there. And then you say
'cause they have
washroom,
to
and
be
it's like it's not just for
I
washing.
don't wash my hands, so you better call it a lavatory.
Yeah.
Like, look at this wanton destruction of property.
This is like bigger than our city library.
I know, the second thing is huge.
I guess this is what happens though when you have a football program in a school that makes like $150,000 a week
Yeah.
because everybody closes their towns. Although this is like an Illinois school, so I mean that's not as big as like in Texas or some shit like that.
I think he does have a spray on tan. She likes the bat boy.
Yeah, I have no idea what like the purpose to him is, but
Purpose to what?
I like the purpose to like his specific look. I think I don't think he probably
He's a
has.
slacker. He's
No.
a stoner slacker.
I just think
dude.
he's an LA guy who showed up in a tan, not realizing that this is supposed to be like fucking like like mid spring in Illinois.
Is that where this is, Illinois?
Every movie he does takes place in Illinois.
He does have a well. He's outside all the time because he doesn't want to be in to get beaten. So that's where the tan comes from.
Yeah, exactly. He's got a weird UV light that he hides.
It's a
under.
troubled youth tan. It's a big look now. When you go to the old salon, you're like, give me the troubled youth.
Yes.
And they're like, I don't know if you can handle that. And they're like, you go, fuck you. And they're like, oh, you're into it. Well, get in the booth.
Yeah. When you go, you go into the tan booth and then you just hear sounds of a man beating his wife on the outside.
And you go, home.
Yeah, exactly.
That's the tape I put on to go to bed. It's the sound of domestic violence. You fucking asshole.
Nice.
Plate smashing.
I love it.
Kids screaming.
But the switchblade he pulls out later is actually his switchblade in real life too. Like
You
it's
know what?
just
I'll
such
bet
a
you as a
weird-
dare, that thing I was gonna say before, it looks like they did the Chinatown thing to him where somebody stuck a switchblade up his nose and then pulled it out, out of his nostril.
Yeah.
That's what that scar looks like. He does have really wonky nostrils. Why did you say that?
I'm sorry.
All I see, I'm looking at Ali Sheedy, I see his nostrils.
Yeah. Oh my god. You know what's really funny? The guy who plays the janitor actually came in and he was like giving like acting advice to these kids.
Right.
And he's like, don't overdo your intensity and stuff like that. He's like, Martin Sheen gave himself a heart attack during Apocalypse Now, and he had like some like shit to say about him, not knowing that Emilio Estevez was
his
his
kid.
son. And
No
he, like,
way.
He apologized profusely, and they were like, "Oh God, is filming gonna like, am I gonna get fired or whatever?" And it ended up. being
Oh, it's
nothing,
the
but it was
truth. He
just-
gave himself a heart attack. You know what's crazy is that this Emilio Estevez, before he starts crying, reminds me of all the boat bullies.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just reminds me of them so badly with all their fake, like, I'm tough guy, blah, blah,
Yeah,
blah.
that's the
right?
worst
But
middle finger I've
behind-
ever seen.
I know. I hate when they do that one.
Well, no, this one wasn't even that though. It's like his fingers went up to like the first.
Yeah, it was
knuckle.
kind of like up here.
It was like a little peekaboo middle
Yeah,
finger.
I
which-
can't even do it properly. I'd have to
No.
study for years.
Yeah,
But this is what this is something really to tell myself. I'm glad we're watching this because it's like
Mm-hmm.
you know that when this bully goes home at night, he cries himself to sleep in his room
Yeah.
because it's like
Hopefully he does what I do and
you
fear
fucking-
masturbates.
fearbation.
Oh,
Mommy,
cobras.
cobras.
Again, this reminds me very much. Again, I always think of this as a play, and this reminds me very much of when we did 12 Angry Men.
Yeah.
But like it was just because you pair like it's random people pairing off in different ways, and then you're getting little extra pieces of them from
Right. I was not happy with my performance in that play. The entire time I was just thinking of my lines. I was terrified. There were so many lines.
So I think it was a lot of lines.
So many
No, I thought you
lines.
did a great job in that.
Yeah, well, as like an actor,
But it
or
was-
quote unquote,
yeah.
I felt like I was outside. Look like, okay, remember this line, remember that line. You know what I mean? Like it's going
My-
here, it's going there, and I was like terrified.
My biggest regret acting in high school was that I didn't do it sooner. I purposefully kept myself out of it until grade 11, which was when we did Anything Goes.
Yeah,
And,
I enjoyed Anything Goes.
And I had fun with that. I mean,
Yeah.
I was a very small
It
role.
was a cool
but-
set too, and everything.
But then we did 12 Angry Men the next year, and then we did War Show the year after that.
There's another middle finger. These people do not know how to flip the bird. In
That's
this.
what I'm saying. It's just like, but at the same time, there is a balance somewhere because if you just do like, if you put your knuckles all the way down and go like that's too much. Yeah,
No,
it's like
that's
here's
the one I
that's
give.
good.
That I'm giving
Just
you the
a
whole
little-
fucking finger.
But I'm talking like almost flat, so it looks like
Right.
you have no finger. Like that doesn't look right either. It looks like you're just like it looks like
you're
a
trying
penis
too
with big-ass
hard.
balls.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Anyways, you were gonna say you regretted not being in the plays
Yeah.
earlier.
Yeah, I just regretted not being in the plays earlier because we had so much fun doing them together. But I literally had this thing because I knew how much you wanted to be an actor, and I was like, I want that to be your thing. And I had something that I wanted
Because
to
we
be.
can't have the own thing,
no,
the same thing,
No,
right?
but I also had this thing that was my thing, which was I
Right.
wanted to do tech stuff and I wanted to do the
Right.
TV and that
and
kind
crying
of
in
thing.
the ladies' bathroom. That was so your thing.
Well, third floor, baby. Nobody went to that one. But so like that was like this kind of thing. I was like, I'm gonna let him do that thing. I'm gonna have my thing. It's healthy space.
Right.
Was kind of how I thought of it, and then it was
I
kind
don't
of.
think any space is healthy.
Well, and that's what I realized, and then it was just like, and then I realized too, because you like when you did what was the one before that, the one
Done to death.
Done to Death, yeah.
Yo,
that's
you know
right.
what's crazy that you're bringing this up? I
Yeah.
cannot fucking believe that you're bringing this up.
Yeah.
My mother was cleaning her closet out today.
Uh-huh.
She found
And
all
found you,
these
you
old
fucking homo.
pictures.
Oh.
Yeah, whatever. With her underwear on my head and staring at a picture of grandma. And she found the posters for Done to Death.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
I
awesome.
cannot believe that you're speaking
Nice.
about this right now.
I have in my closet right now actually a plaqued thing from 12 Angry Men that has a picture of the cast and the
Yeah, I
playbill.
have. I wonder where
and all
that
that.
thing went of mine. I have a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, from 12 Angry Men
yeah,
too.
I've got-
a framed
I-
thing.
See, I like this too. The bully gets beat up in this
Yeah.
movie.
Well, he's a bully too, though. The other guy.
He is a bully too, but like he's not.
He's not a real bully.
Yeah, like that's the dangerous kind of bully who just marches around and goes, you know what I'll fucking do to you
Yeah.
if you don't give me exactly
Well, that's
what I want.
that's exactly the boat guys too. They're all
Yeah.
bark. There's no bite. They're all bark.
Yeah.
Because the moment you're like, yeah, is that what you're gonna do? They're like,
Yeah.
you
That's
know?
why I honestly think in situations like that, especially because you guys are so isolated, there should be a boxing ring somewhere.
That's what I think too. I 1000, and they still wouldn't step in the ring with me. They
No,
still wouldn't do it.
But that all the more reason.
But then you have
is-
the mate. The mate's like, no. You've been fucking with him for weeks. You get your ass down in there and you put the gloves on.
Yeah.
I agree 100% with that.
And it's something that can be easily controlled, and like the mate can be the referee.
It's
and
exactly
go, okay,
it.
nope,
Yep,
this
done.
is
It's
enough.
over. The fight's over. It's
you
done.
proved your
Yep.
point.
Yep. And no animosity afterwards.
No,
there's a winner, there's a loser, and if I catch
Yeah.
you fucking around again, like it's done.
Yeah. Well, and it also teaches people to not fuck with certain people.
Right,
at the same
exactly.
time. It's like, oh, you
exactly. If this was back in the day, like my dad's age,
Yeah.
I would have just walked around the corner with him and socked him,
know. Yeah.
and that would have been it.
Yeah.
But not now. Now they're allowed to bully you all day long. But the moment you do anything against them, you're in big shit.
Yeah, but you had a lot of that bad luck in life.
Oh my god,
You get a knife pulled on you, and then you
Gee,
get your.
I was
comeuppance.
telling somebody the other day that was like, I give off some type of energy
Yeah.
that tells people to fuck with me. And it's not even fuck with me. It's like confide in me, fuck with me, anything. It's just this energy that says, everybody come over here.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
I'm like standing in the Shoppers Drug Mart and this guy's telling me his life story. I don't need, literally just walks beside me. He's like, yeah, blah, blah. And I'm like, and then he even said, he's like, why am I telling you this? I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
But you might as well keep going. We're halfway there, bud.
Yeah.
Like,
Finish your story. Get it off your chest.
like, what the fuck?
Could you imagine if one of the janitors in our high school came up and just started shit talking us for any reason?
I don't know. Wow, that'd be awesome.
That'd
No,
be-
the lady that was like in Dalewood, she would go outside.
Yeah.
She was that lady who was always kids. She was like the lunch lady, but she
Yeah.
was only like made sure people didn't come inside to go to the bathroom during
Yeah.
like lunch break.
Yeah, my favorite was the janitor in high school was just this like surly old dude named Jim. And
Jim the janitor.
Jim the janitor, and he was just like,
Oh yeah, he's having the time of his
he
life
was
too, right?
such a nice guy and all that, but he just had this like kind of like he was a cartoon character and like
I love that man.
Oh my god,
That
it's
was awesome.
Captain Jack Sparrow with
Yeah.
giant nostrils. Oh, see, they're becoming
There
friends.
should have been a sequel.
Had they
What
done
the hell?
Had they done that thing, it's too late now because it would reek of desperation for some of these
I
people,
know.
especially
It
Judd
would.
Nelson. Like I feel like Molly
They should have
Ringwald-
done one later on, the kind
Yeah.
of like, but it's not in school, right?
Yeah.
Maybe it's their lives 10 years later.
No, but-
you get to see Judd Nelson's relationship with his parents and, all theirs and what happened. And did they get married and divorced
Yeah.
and have a kid? Like, what happened?
What I would want to see is kind of a twist. Like you don't have to like, save this twist for
oh
the
my
end or
God,
anything.
vampires.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, but for me, I would want to see the kind of a twist where like they all get together. It's like 10 years later or however long they choose for it to be. And then you find out that this isn't like a one-off reunion. They've literally been meeting forever.
Every year for,
Like,
or every
so-
Sunday.
Yeah, and so
Yeah.
they've been constantly getting together like this. And
Why don't we run Hollywood? This is bullshit.
I know.
I won't even jerk off into plants that often. Like, I won't even, you know what I mean? Like,
I will, but never in front of anybody.
Yeah,
I'm still
you know?
ashamed of myself. But yeah. I would
Pretty-
be so bad at using my power for anything like
I know,
that.
that's the
Anyways,
thing,
I'd be like,
too.
I'd just, do you want to have sex with me, pretty actress lady?
that's pretty much like,
No,
that's
I don't.
how
I'm
Harvey
so
Weinstein
sorry.
used to- Yeah, that's where he said it.
Don't tell
Have some more
anybody.
money.
Please excuse me. I come back. She's like, "Were you masturbating in the plant in your office behind closed doors?" I'm like, "You'll never know, and that's why this isn't harassment."
Exactly. You're still here, aren't you?
Yeah, exactly.
You know what? I dug what Benedict Cumberbatch said.
She reminds me of the girl from The Ring right now.
Oh
the
my
way she's
God,
following-
yes. She should be
Anyway,
like flickering and
Yeah.
standing there. When he walks a little bit forward, then she just appears where he
Occasionally
is, right?
crab
Like she just crab walks up the wall.
anyways, Benedict Cumberbatch.
Oh, he just said now that he will not star in any movie unless the female stars get equal pay.
I love that, but I'm also
What if they're
questioning.
tiny roles?
Well, this was my
like,
thing
how's
is
that work?
what do you qualify as equal pay? Like, is it if it's the co-lead, that person gets the same amount
Right.
of money? I'm guessing that's the case, but it's like every time there's a movie, somebody's always getting paid more than somebody. Like if you look at the Avengers, they didn't all make, like even the guys didn't make all the same amount of money than the girls made less. It was like you had one dude up here, one dude here, one dude down here, one dude
Yeah.
and it just went, and it was based on their contribution to the Marvel Cinematic Universe thus far, which is why Robert Downey Jr. made like
Dear
$17,000
God.
million for his.
There's
roles
like
in
so
the
many
thing.
zeros, they just run off into the friggin' horizon.
Well, he was making last I checked about $50 million a movie,
Per, yeah.
and great investment.
Well,
it turned
yeah,
out great.
exactly.
And then the other guys were making in the 20s.
Nothing.
No, well, after the first
I heard
Avengers,
at the first one they each made like $100,000 or something.
No, they made way more than that.
Yeah?
They made like $5 million a piece or something like
Oh,
that.
what are they fucking complaining about?
Well, when you have that much disparity and you have the same size role as another guy, then
Right.
yeah, you can argue that you're just as important as they are. But the idea, yeah, like the idea, so like finding what is equal, what is the really hard thing for me. I think that 100% everybody deserves equal pay, man, woman, any race, whatever. Everybody should get equal pay for equal work. Now it's just defining what the equal work is, because is somebody going to come and go, well, I didn't get paid as much as this person. It's like, yeah, but you had 2/3 the amount of
this,
lines.
this is
or,
where
like,
what I
the
was
amount
going to
of
say
screen
too
time.
is that do they now have to make some kind of a scale where, okay, so you're in the movie for 6 minutes. This is the top pay that anybody will make, man or woman, for 6 minutes of the movie.
I think
if you're a co-star and you're a star, but you're only in the movie for 45% of the time and they're in it for 90, you'll get this. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think that what it will come up is basically how a character is described. So if you are a lead, then you will make lead money. If you are a supporting, you will make supporting money.
And if you're cameo or whatever, you'll
So,
just get to eat off the craft table.
and I think that's fair because I mean it's not like you can go fucking word for word and second for second of screen time.
No,
and go,
it'll never.
Well, you got 12 seconds less of screen time, so you're not making as much as he is.
Right.
Like, okay, fucking get over it. But yeah.
But
if
the
your-
idea
if
is
your name's
nice.
if your name's above the title, you should be making the same amount of money,
Right.
essentially. You know,
on the old box.
unless you're one of those weird people whose name's above the title just because you're famous, but you're in the movie for 8
I
minutes.
love that.
It's like fucking
Deep Blue Sea.
or Executive Decision.
Awesome idea. Great movie.
Yeah,
I think that movie kicks ass.
it was all right.
Little nerd. Well, Brian. But I think that was nice of Benedict Cumberbatch.
Yeah, oh, fuck. But I actually tried to win on Ome's his thing for Avengers. You got to go and have tea with him,
No way.
and then go with him to the Avengers premiere.
No
I
shit.
I did not win it, but
I wonder if he was a nice guy.
I'm sure he was. At
You
the very
have to
least,
be. You have to be.
Yeah, at the very least, because
Product
you're
placement.
all kinds of product placement. What the fuck's Happy Foods?
At least he shared
Nice.
pops. Oh, she's looking at the Prince album.
Oh,
I think it was Purple Rain, maybe.
it could have been.
He doesn't even have a lunch. Like,
She's
he's
got like
so
a bento
hungry.
box.
I know.
before
It was
cool.
I never even heard of sushi before this movie either, man.
There
Like,
is
what
no-
the fuck is sushi? I think they made sushi up in this movie.
And this is exactly it. She has to explain it.
Yeah.
So definitely people didn't know.
No.
People in Illinois did not know what sushi was until
fuck?
1994.
Oh, and even then they were still iffy.
Yeah, exactly. I was kind of blown away because John Hughes, being the kind of writer that he is, like, you know, that's prolific and accomplished as he is.
This is my
He
lunch.
was totally cool with people like improvising and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Like a lot of the most iconic bits in
Things that
this
happen.
are improvised. And big things. Everybody's reason for being in detention was improvised.
Oh, no way.
And that's kind of
Not
the
Emilio's.
I know his reason for it is, but not the reason for why he did that.
Oh,
You know what
okay.
I mean?
Right.
So like I did this to this person, but
Maybe you can give the poor beaten guy a sandwich there, brah.
Yeah, I feel bad. He has
You
no
know?
food. You'd figure he'd be
Or
able to
he
something.
can he'll take that
Oh.
meat and then I'm sure a piece of bread will fall out of Emilio's mouth that he can pick up off the floor.
Pimento loaf is the most disgusting
Oh,
idea of a thing I've
God,
ever seen.
I know.
I can't do lunch meat. Period.
You know what? I'm
Cold,
off it.
slimy
No, I'm
fucking-
off it. I used to really like having sandwiches and stuff, but like processed meat is so bad for you. It's just so bad.
Ugh.
It's just processed hell.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Captain Crunch, like this is a fucking sandwich of champs right here.
Could you
man.
imagine with all that sugar too? I always thought that those were pixie sticks for some reason because I'd never
They're
seen
not?
sugar. No, they're just sugar packets.
Oh, Jesus, sugar. Look at this fucking sandwich.
That would be amazing.
Yes, look at us. We're looking down on her. I drink 15 Pepsis a day. You know, like, fuck, who am I trying to this fucking kid?
Captain Crunch, man, you did not need a toothbrush if you were
Dude,
Captain Crunch.
there's no
because
fucking
it would
way.
Scrape off like 3
I'm just
layers
telling
of
you
your teeth.
exactly. Like, if her mouth isn't bleeding after this sandwich, then she is a machine.
Yeah.
Oh, that's old. That's the old Coke. Mwah. That's the real
That's
shit.
not the new Coke.
No, he's picking on him.
Good old soup.
I'd like a thermos. I want to have a lunchbox again
I have a thermos.
with the thermos in the front, and
Yeah.
I miss taking a lunchbox around.
I have a little thermos for Abby for when she wants to have tomato soup. For
At school or something?
school,
to
yeah.
pour over some asshole's head.
Well, because I mean that was the thing when we were kids, we could come home for lunch if we wanted to.
Yeah, I
right?
walked. I had a
Like,
can
it
of
was
zoodles.
just- yeah, right.
Yeah, I had a can of
So,
zoodles and some toast.
I would come home and my dad would always be making me something for lunch, and then I'd be forced to watch whatever he was watching at lunch, which was usually Andy Griffith.
Oh, I used the Flintstones.
Yeah,
Flintstones
So
were on at 12:30, I think.
I wanted either the Flintstones or Perfect Strangers.
Yeah.
and he would always
God, I
leave
love
Andy.
Perfect. I was just talking about Perfect Strangers the other
And
day.
he would always leave Andy Griffith on, and it was just fucking.
Oh,
horrifying.
Christ. Super.
I would love to know that this was a complete lie. Like I'd like a thing where she finally gets to go home and meet the parents, and they have the perfect life.
Oh, his.
But the only
because
thing,
he's just a dick.
yeah, the only thing that's a broken home to him is that his parents are interracial.
That would be
like
awesome.
his mom's Vietnamese.
That would be a great twist because you think by the way he is that his parents are terrible, but no, he's just a dick.
Yeah.
He's a teenager, so he's being an asshole.
Yeah, his dad was a Vietnam vet.
Yeah,
they're
so nice.
Was a Vietnamese
and they
woman.
make him a wonderful lunch. He kicks it on the way out the door, right?
Yeah. Stop calling your mom a cunt.
Oh, the kids get away with everything, man. I see these kids now; they're just holy shit. It is honestly the way that they're raised, though.
Yeah, they did a great thing at Saturday Night Live. It was the high school graduation, but they like did it like it was a monster truck rally. Like, you're gonna see everything here. He's like, that goth guy Steve. You're gonna see his parents are totally normal. How did that happen? And it shows something, and he's like all like goth, and his parents are like all like white. White.
That's what happens with the
whatever.
goths. The goths are always going against like the.
I know.
Oh, here you go.
I think some people just really liked wearing black.
That was pretty much my nickname. Everything you just said there. I love this part.
Yeah. Who beat
Where
somebody
does that
over
big
turkey
sound
pot pie?
happen? I think it's right here. Yeah, it's coming.
So.
It's coming. Oh,
Lots
look
of
at the F
swears.
words. I know, right?
This is
What was this rated R?
Oh,
Right there.
This actually very easily could have been PG. Like this was, remember the rating system was very weird during the time, and I don't think swearing was that big a deal.
Right.
And
only later.
And the difference between R and PG was really either the suggestion or necessity of having parents.
Yeah, the thing too is it's true, right? Because a lot back in the day, I don't think nobody took all this shit so seriously and literally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, nowadays everybody wants, but the thing that they whine about and complain about is things that aren't even their issue.
Absolutely.
It's always like, oh, there's people, they're making a big deal because Buddy, what's his name, called them newfies.
Yeah.
And it's like, nobody cares. It's like some older white woman who's like, oh, that's so offensive. You can't say that. She's not even a newfie. You know what I mean? It's like, shut the fuck up, lady.
I was just talking to somebody about, it was John Mulaney's first stand-up special. And he wanted to write a joke about midgets, and they're like, you can't say midget, and he's like, but I sure would like to, and then he's like, no, you can't because that's as bad as the N-word. See this moment here. I'm kind of shocked he didn't get an Oscar nom, to be perfectly honest.
For that moment
like a
right
best
there.
supporting actor.
Well, from that
no, but he has
monologue
some
and-
real moments.
Yeah,
in
he
this
does.
movie.
They all do, actually.
And like him being scared in the principal's office. Like
That's
has
a
some
great
real,
scene.
He has some genuine
Well,
moments.
because he looks
in
like he's
this.
going to hit him, right?
Yeah.
He's like the
Well,
principal's
and he actually
like,
thought he was going to get hit. That's why he flinches. That's not an actor's moment. That was a person. That was a Judd moment. What was I saying though?
oh, gee. Oh, that's like black as the night. Look at that. Like, what
That
is it? It's like crushed up coffee grounds.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Mixed with like melted black licorice.
Yeah, it just looks like wet soil.
It's really, what were you saying?
I don't know.
I got thrown off by all the swears.
Yeah.
All them swear words. He walks like Vince McMahon.
Oh, it was John Mulaney's thing. So and they
Yes.
were like, you can't say midget because midget's as bad as the N-word. He's like, first off, no. He's like, you know how I know it's not as bad a word? Because we're saying midget, but we're
Yeah.
not saying what the N-word is.
Right.
And I just think that that's absolutely, like, it's true and brilliant. And you know what? They're tiny. What are they going to do if they
Yeah,
don't
what
like
the
what we're
hell,
saying?
right? Now everybody
I don't
takes
say the
everything
N-word
too
because
fucking.
Shaq is black.
Yeah, no, nobody. Back in the day, it was like our parents let us watch Freddy and Jason and all the horror movies, and we went outside and played, and we got cut, and now now it's like, what the fuck happened?
Can I also be clear? That's not the only reason I don't say the N-word.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just realized I said that, and I'm like, yeah, the only reason is because Shaq.
No, that's it. Because of Shaquille O'Neal.
It's not the only
You
reason.
said your truth. Come on, I don't fucking lie to the people out there. Holy Jesus.
Yeah, I feel like that's not allowed.
Yeah, they don't care. Oh, that's a decoy locker.
Why are you allowed to have so many lockers?
He didn't. He stole it from another
Nice.
kid.
No, but you could see like I don't even understand it.
Oh, fuck yeah. Here
That's
we
a
go.
weird locker
Oh,
system.
yeah.
It's
You
got
need
the
way more
sticky
bags
weed.
than that. Ain't no paper bag gonna hold back. Oh, this is the 80s. It's probably shit weed. It looks like crap, too. Look at it.
Yeah, it's like
It's
looks like
drugs.
it looks like catnip.
Look at their freaking.
Marijuana.
Okay, so if you're in the States, we're pretty much going legal here.
Oh no!
soon.
By the time this episode is out,
Oh,
marijuana
will
will be legal.
be legal here. It's going to be a total shit show because the government's going to fucking ruin it. But some of the states have
No,
it too. But I just love he's got drugs.
Actually,
drugs.
They just said too, I think California, their first 3 months of having it legal, they made like $30 million.
They're still gonna. We're getting so ripped off in Ontario. It's fucking unreal. They're gonna make a shit ton of money and still be like, oh, we still need more money for taxes and blah 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 because our government's fucked. Fuck them. He walks like Vince McMahon.
He does. Yeah, you from that shot.
Oh yeah, he totally does.
I kind of think that this is where Vince McMahon got his,
because he totally walks like him.
Yeah.
If I could run back then, I would run just like that.
I was never. I like from grade 8 on, I was never able to properly run because I had a piece of knee floating around in my knee.
Oh yeah, your old knee floater.
Yeah, and then after that, I just couldn't take anything on my I couldn't take any real pressure on my leg. I picture that he's like pretending he's like a BG or some shit.
Running around in the hallways, the teacher don't know where you are.
I get so blown away when I see some of these people in movies. Like Ali Sheedy still like appears in things from time to time.
Yeah, she was in a lesbian movie.
She's in Short Circuit, by the way, which is like the best.
Oh God,
right?
yes.
But
hell yes, it is.
But like she was in an episode of Oz where she was like a producer for like a Geraldo style, like hard hitting news thing. And there's like a scene where like one of the guys just whips his dick out at her and stuff like that. It's like everybody's always whipping their dick out at a woman in this, and it's so amazing.
It didn't phase her at all, did it? Totally no, exactly. I remember that scene, I think, when you're like, oh yeah, she was.
Yeah. There was
I think I've seen every Oz episode, I think.
I have. Well, I own them, but it was but my favorite thing in the world is there was one scene in Oz when it was the doctor who is in,
he's taking one for the team here.
Yeah. Who is in Dexter and stuff like that as well. But like literally she's like inches away from him and he whips out his gigantic dick. It's out of BC, so there you go. And he just starts smacking it at her. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm like, this certainly must be harassment. And I was like, I feel like that wasn't in the script. And she just doesn't even like whatever.
It doesn't even phase her.
And to me, like it was so big and scary that I was like, and I wasn't next to it. Like the fact that like that's acting.
He doesn't hit her with it though. He's just kind of slapping it around.
No,
right?
but the gravity certainly was tugging on
the
her.
gravitational pull. He's all gassed out. Eh? So I would think that after I don't know, they probably filmed the movie out of order and stuff, but after this part, he should have been lighting, being lighter on his, bullying of them, because now they're starting to kind of bond. And
yeah, can I be fully? Actually, it's funny that you brought that up. Something I was going to bring up. This entire movie was shot in sequence.
Oh no way! Yeah. Well, it makes sense because the whole thing takes place out of school, right? So you just move the camera down the fucking hall.
Yeah, it's not like you got to do the. So yeah.
He's got two different shoes on.
Yeah, of course he does.
Oh, because he stole.
Yeah.
Was he wearing two different shoes the whole time?
I don't know. I haven't been watching his feet because you know how I am. Nice. I don't know what it is. I love shooting. I've never been a good basketball player, but I love shooting hoops.
That's not his shoe.
What?
I think he stole Emilio's shoe or something.
I don't know. Well, he's certainly given up on it. And it's fine. Whenever I see somebody tuck their pants into those socks, I want to fucking destroy them.
I used to do that when I got to ride my bike.
Well, that's a little bit different. You're trying not to like catch it.
Get it sucked into the dam.
Yeah.
How many pairs of fucking pants did I ruin because they got sucked into the dam?
Son of a bitch.
And you're wearing pants that are 15. Hammerman got me for life, bro. Yeah. Fuck that. I don't give a shit.
You are too legit to quit.
False alarms are funny, actually.
I do, yeah. I always laugh after. It's like, I'm not pregnant. I'm like, oh my God. My wife would be furious if she found out. What? Did I just admit to something?
It's Johnson's underwear.
It's fine.
Did he say right there, I can smell pot? Is that what he said?
Probably.
And he's like, that's impossible. It's in his underwear.
Mm-hmm. I guess as an end of filming gift, John Hughes, he gave a piece of the banister there to every single person. So they cut up pieces just as a little, hey, remember this.
Is this a real school or is this a set?
I'm pretty sure it's a real school.
It looks like it is. Like they did a good job. But it is a movie, so they're good at faking it.
Oh, we were joking about how bad the weed was, too. It was actually oregano.
I knew it looked like shit.
Like, I knew it wouldn't be weed, but you'd figure they would, like, break something up.
See, look like they're buds now. So you'd think that now he'd be not as bad of an asshole to them on the set, right? Holy fuck. Yeah.
Well, I imagine that this was probably like a very early process, kind of like, I'm going to get rid of you at this early stage when I can.
Oh, fuck. Here we go. This is
it
right here.
But you see what I'm saying? Like, I mean, he, like, really, really put in... Like he puts in the work more than anybody in this one, in my opinion. And I mean, everybody's doing a good job. This principal also does an amazing job Paul Gleason.
He makes $31,000 a year and he got a house. Don't fuck him. See, this is back in the day too. When you made $31,000 in a year, you could afford a house.
Yeah.
You could afford groceries. You could go out on the weekend. You could buy some fucking beers. Now it's just like, what the fuck, man? Got to scrape every fucking nickel and penny to the last fucking oomph. Fucking
But still,
man.
compared to other jobs too, like it was still fucking nothing.
Right.
But also, this is something I didn't realize. I'm just coming across this now. Nicolas Cage was considered for the role of Bender as well.
No way.
And John Cusack actually had been cast as Bender, but then got replaced with
Oh.
So basically,
Why did they keep looking if they had him cast?
he probably also had been involved in the auditions to the same
Here
level.
you go.
And then probably they were doing some stuff and getting ready, and then realized that they maybe made a mistake. I don't really.
You think this is totally out of line for the principal?
What?
I think.
Oh
it
no,
is.
this is.
Oh, totally.
This is more guidance counselor shit.
The guidance counselor was always losing it.
Yeah, you fucking motherfucker.
Well, he's the one that's got to sit there and deal with all these fuckers.
Yeah, you come in here and I have to pretend that you're gonna have a life after today. Like, look at.
Did he just fake that? Like, did he improv that? Kind of go for a punch?
I don't know, but according to the info I read, Judd Nelson, I genuinely thought he was going to be hit. So I would scream to me that he wasn't in the, or that wasn't in the script. And then so like just the fear he plays and stuff like that. It's, I don't know, it really blows my mind.
That's why people act like that though, because they're scared. Really.
See, this is like just as AIDS got started, so the toilet things are probably all
yeah. Like what the fuck? The thing's like ceramic. You're not getting nothing. Who got something from a toilet seat other than
but
crabs?
at that time, you thought you could get AIDS from everything, right? So
that's how
I feel like that's what happened. I liked the episode of Saturday Night Live I just watched, the one I was just talking about with the thing. Also had an episode. I also had a sketch where it was a guy who made Lil Rent. It was all kids in Rent, and they changed AIDS to diabetes. And then like the one girl, she's like, "Hi, my name's whatever." She's like, "I got diabetes from sharing a heroin needle." So literally the only detail they changed was AIDS to diabetes. Right. But they're still all like having sex, and they're still all junkies, and I love it.
Oh yeah, here it is.
Yeah. That was also an improvised line after the falling thing.
I forgot my pencil?
Yeah. So like seriously, like I'm saying, just
like Tom Holland's, like there was a couple scenes, like apparently Drax, he improv'd that line, that one scene when they're on Titan. It wasn't written and he just said it like perfectly, because they say apparently on set like he is Drax for real, and nobody understands the character better than he does.
Good for him. It's nice, especially for such an early role, to actually find a role that you could do. You know what
the scene was when he goes, "Where is it?" And he goes like, "What is it?" And then he says, "Why is it?" Yeah. Yes. Oh, we just missed it.
It's fine. You've seen Underpants.
Yeah, I know, and I've paused it a million times.
We can go to.
I sort of have a poster of that exact slide on my ceiling,
tattooed in my eyelids.
Yes.
You have one of those like Japanese love pillows that is just that.
Oh yeah, saki tani. I'm like, I love you, Japanese pillow. I like it to sound as stereotypical as possible. Okay. Yeah,
exactly.
You can pick a setting. Yeah. You're gonna give you a stereotype.
Yeah.
There's.
But it's not. It's just Bai-Ling, who just sounds.
Oh
like
my
a
god!
stereotype.
Bai-Ling. It's hilarious. He just sexually assaulted her. It's funny. It's the 80s.
Yeah. He almost ate her pussy against her will. That's
exactly.
awesome.
She's like, oh,
she's God, like, I wish she would have. I feel like Ali Sheedy's character has a hairy, stinky pussy. Like you
there's
go there,
Cheetos all wrapped up in there.
It
looks like the dreadlocks of a homeless man in Toronto.
Yeah, indistinct crumbs matted down
indistinct crumbs,
like almost to the point of dreadlock.
That's what I'm saying. Like dirty matted old dreads.
Yeah. And
bugs flying around.
Wasteoid. The insults of the 80s. Like there was some real shit going on.
She's thinking about it. They all are. Yeah. She's like, oh fuck, I want to get in on that.
There was some real shit going on in the 80s. But then you hear like those kind of things. Hey, creepo and stuff like that. I'm like, man.
Wasteoid. I'm gonna use that. Probably on the bus tomorrow.
Yeah.
Hey, wasteoid. I should have said it to that drunk guy. What a fucking Jesus. I don't know what happened out there today, man. Today was like Night of the Creeps in the daytime.
It was a weird one. Everybody kept finding weird shit going on.
Yeah.
I kind of got through the day all right. But yeah, like a lot of people were just.
Does everybody having? If you're listening into this, did weird shit happen to you today?
Yeah, email us in.
Yeah, did some weird shit go down? Just like, what the fuck is going on with this day?
If something really weird happened to you today, or just as you listen to this, email into.
But it has to be the day that you are hearing this.
Yeah. A podcast at miscastcommentary.com. We'll read them on the mini episode next week.
Yeah, like some weird shit.
I love a good weird story. Like my wife saw a guy like pissing on the like a DMV building. You had some bus weirdness.
Oh my god,
today.
I can't even get into it. It'd be like half the movie of all the weird shit I saw on the goddamn bus today.
It
was all dudes. It was all white dudes just being like Bender. It was just too cool for school motherfuckers all day long.
That looks like a perfect cigarette. Like I've never seen such a well-rolled joint.
They are definitely, look at them coughing. They're definitely smoking oregano.
Yeah.
Oregano makes you cough. Hey, puff fast, girl. Come on
to
now,
me,
girl.
I would have went, a pizza. That's what I did. Apparently, I'm just seeing this too. I'm just scrolling through all of the research shit, and there's a thing. Apparently, Emilio Estevez's dad in this. Apparently, when he says that like nobody's going to give a scholarship to a discipline case, like shape up, nobody's gonna give a scholarship. Apparently, they followed that up with the part with the line, well, not a white one, anyways.
What?
Yeah, literally, he says something racist. He's like, "You're not going to give a scholarship to a discipline case, not a white one." I'm like, "Fuck."
Way to say that when you're stoned, eh? I'm so popular.
I know. I love those. Where did those sunglasses come from? Who came in with those?
Oh my god. Like that is the most hot box. Like, oh, here we go. This is amazing.
I would argue that you would probably need like 100 pounds of pot to hot.
You would need a lot. You would need a big, huge cannon. That's a big room.
Oh, here's something that potheads don't do: start freaking the fuck out and power dancing.
That's how I slam dance.
Now I will tell you, I love
the scream.
When it becomes
they just tear this place apart. They must just be like, never come back to detention again. The ceiling's caved in, shit's thrown around.
Like he's just, I think he accidentally smoked PCP. Yeah, to be honest with you, like he's like, I can't believe I just smoked what was in this room, and it's like that was asbestos, buddy. Like just like he's like punch dancing, and he should have slapped her in the tit, but she's got small boobs, so it's probably hard.
He tried.
Yeah,
here we go, right here. This is amazing. Look at it.
This was John Hughes says that's his biggest regret of this entire movie was that glass
Of course. Break. At the time you thought it was so cool, right? When you watch it back, you're like, oh,
he was just like, it's really stupid.
Oh, yeah, here comes the old janitor with this shit stink gloves
There's
on.
Like a weird I like he's just going through everybody's records and stuff like that. This is what teachers are like. I would like to have, and nobody's really done it. Like they've done sort of versions of it, but nobody's really done it. Just what are teachers really like?
Yeah. Well, sometimes you'll be able to go on their TV shows, like in The Simpsons, they're all smoking and they just hate their lives.
Yeah, but they go, like, everybody goes way out.
Yeah.
Like, I just want to have, like, a simple, like, oh, God, I had this guy in my class today, and you're like, oh, that asshole.
Yeah.
Like, just honest. It's like almost like a John Hughes Breakfast Club, but for teachers.
Like, I agree.
It's like the...
in space.
In space. Come
on, you want people to watch this, don't you? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, get on board. You got to slap something on there. Underwater.
That's actually my Home Alone sequel that I'm writing right now. It's going to have Kevin McAllister as an astronaut. He's on the International Space Station, and there's an alarm that goes off, and everybody jettisons and goes and like an emergency pod home, and he's left by himself. And then aliens come because that's what the
No. Okay, so it's gotta still be Marv and what's his name?
Yeah,
but they get
pirates.
taken by aliens. And then they steal like the alien spaceship to break into this one.
Yeah, he says he can help them. They can help him steal like whatever, like like items.
You need don't kill us. You need us. We know these people.
Nice.
I love it when girls steal off me.
Oh God, yeah.
It's hot.
I love it. I love when people know my social
security.
Like I
wake up, they're gone, my wallet's gone. I'm like, I already paid you, you bitch.
Consider this a tip.
Yes.
A nudie picture. What the hell?
Oh Lord. It's like brushing your teeth. That's worse than brushing with somebody else's toothbrush.
Like, to me, he's
Ew.
he's like doing the prop version of, like, he's doing like a whose line is it anyway
Yeah.
prop thing.
Yeah,
Where he's
it's
like, I have
toothbrush.
this brush, and he's like, well, I have to do something with it. Like, it's like got a pool noodle. He's like, look at me, it's a feather boa. Like,
It's a feather boa. They're called toggles. Nobody even knows what you're talking about.
who knows what you're talking about? Fuck.
Oh, they're bonding.
I love the idea of let's go through each other's wallets
How
because now
long?
their highs burning off.
How long do you think they actually end up together, these two?
Oh, they definitely were broken up by the next week.
Guaranteed.
But
Absolutely guaranteed.
here's what happens, because she's not in detention next week. He's in detention for the next billion.
Yeah.
And then she's like, oh, let's go do something on Saturday. Let's go to the mall. He's like, I can't. I've got detention. She's like, fuck
You
this.
remember I have detention for the rest of my natural life?
Yeah.
Yeah. This looks like fun, though, man. I'd have a great time.
Also improvise the so I can vote.
So I can
line.
vote.
It's a great line, though, because, I mean, there's a billion reasons.
I wonder how many shots the movie took. Like, how many takes did they need to throw this in the can?
Actually, what was the
Oh, dear Lord.
The movie Accepted stole that because the little girl who's Justin Long's younger sister in it wanted him to make her a fake ID. He's like, why do you want? He's like, I'm not going to let you drink. You're like 10 or whatever. She's like, it's so I could vote, dumbass.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I'm
Always.
I'm terrified of not a woman's purse, but you can see a woman and you can look at her and go, I do not want to see the inside of your purse.
Hell no. It's like looking inside their mind.
Whose purse did you find the wagon wheel?
Oh, my God. I can't remember who it was. I still remember that. Oh, my God.
Well, I wouldn't want you to name her name anyway.
I can't remember who it was, but I remember sitting in the back of class and looking in her purse, and sticking out was a pad.
Yeah.
But I saw just like the top rim, and it looked exactly like the packaging for a wagon wheel.
Yeah.
Like a wonderful marshmallow chocolatey treat. And I was like, I'm stealing that.
Yeah.
I'm a big fat guy. I am stealing that. You know, they won't even ask a question. Like, who stole me? I did. So.
This tasted
And
like
then I pulled
garbage.
it out, and I was like, oh my God. And in back, and I was like, never again. Never again. And once I opened a girl's purse, and it was essentially like when they opened the Ark of the Covenant.
Yeah.
And people were melting, and I was like, okay, yeah, maybe now I've finally learned my lesson.
I've watched my children be born, and my wife wants me to go in her purse. I'm like, yeah, I'd rather not.
Yeah,
It's-
fuck, what's this, a trap? It's a trap.
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
holy fuck. Whose isn't? Tell ya.
I'm doing all right.
Yeah, you are doing all right. Yeah, I'm doing pretty good too. Fuck it.
There's a million things I could complain about, but Jesus.
Yeah, nobody gives a shit.
Everybody's got problems.
That's right. We got fucking first world problems.
But I'm going to say
I'm
this.
like, which car do I buy? Oh, what a decision.
No, but can we
Not
talk
really,
about
I don't
something
have that
real?
kind of money.
Look at the beautiful hair on all these people, and look what I've had to fucking deal with my entire life. It's much worse now than it was then, but I
What do you mean it's bald?
Yeah.
But you can't get much worse. Bald to bald, it's the same.
No, but it was thin to bald. Like, it was high forehead to bald.
Yeah, real
That's-
quick.
Yeah, it went fast.
Yeah.
It was, but thankfully that
So
part
what?
that part happened after I
Okay.
shaved my head.
Fucking A.
So I was like, great. But it was kind of like that Seinfeld thing when
Uh-oh.
what's his face? John Michael Higgins there was in it, and he'd been shaving his head because he was a swimmer, and then they saw what his hair would look like.
Oh, yeah,
And
he has
agreed.
beautiful hair. Grow your
Yeah.
hair back in, and then
it
he's
was-
going
and
bald.
He's got the horseshoe
yeah.
going on.
She's a cry for help.
It's
She's
weird.
just there on her own accord, too. Like, she's not even... I'm surprised he didn't even say, like, what the hell are you doing here? Because
Yeah.
she's just... Right?
yeah.
Oh, yeah. It's
Yeah.
a good monologue right here.
Everybody's got a real everybody's given a chance to really hit it out of the park in this, and like have some meat, like and not just be like
meat and potatoes.
Yeah. Well, there are no one-dimensional characters in this.
No, you're true. Buddy has a really good monologue, too, where he brings the flare gun in.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah, like, but everybody, because you come in and it's exactly, this is why this movie is so brilliantly written too, over the course of 2 days. But like everybody comes in and you think you've got them figured out.
Right.
And then
they
you
fit
realize as
nicely
you
into
go-
these little
Yeah.
stereotype slots,
And
right?
then you realize as you go through, oh, that's not true. There are facets, there are layers, there are this. And then they and then that's how that letter at the end basically says. It's like,
Right.
this is who you think we are, but we're all everything.
let the nerd do it.
And I think that's, again, we've talked about this a billion times about like why we had, you know, social success in high school as far as like not being popular, but being liked.
Right.
And it was because we embraced being everything.
I'm every woman.
Yeah.
Just
Yes.
like Whitney said.
Yeah. While she was taking a bath.
Damn.
I'm every woman. How does this cocaine smell? I'm sorry, Whitney.
I love you, Whitney.
You had a beautiful voice.
She did. Fuck, did she ever.
And quite frankly, I have nothing if I don't have you.
Come on, Vern. Yeah, he's getting life lessons from the janitor. Well, he's a little bit jaded, this old bastard now, right?
Nobody properly shits on this guy. I feel like he should have. I think it would have been a fun little thing for him to be put in his place by somebody. Like, let him have these conversations, but then towards the end, he goes up to another janitor or something like that. And he's like, "Here's what you're doing wrong." And he's like, "I'm your fucking boss, man. Shut your mouth."
Yeah.
And it's like, he's like, "Oh," like to realize, like, he's not only is he not the not only is he just the janitor, he's not even the janitor. He's like just like he's a crony.
He's just a weekend guy. Look at they're in there drinking old style. Yeah, old beer can looking thing.
That looks like a Pabst Blue Ribbon.
I'm sure they're not going to notice the principal comes. Is he the principal?
He's the principal.
Does he really? Do you think they maybe like they take turns? Because like, would you really want to be there every Saturday with all the fucking punk asses?
Maybe it's what turns him on.
Maybe it is. Like, Jesus, talking about sad. You're talking about their lives in 5 years. Look at you, buddy.
Yeah. Maybe he does this because he plays the numbers game of just having like a single person there that he can fucking finger. Like, because like, there's nobody here to tell him. Because eventually the hot girl will be the only girl in detention on a Saturday. Right?
No, and Bender.
Bender.
Yeah,
Well, he's there forever.
Yeah, exactly.
But you
He's
can
not
do
going
whatever.
anywhere.
You can just lock him in a closet. It's fine. It's funny because, like, I almost now want to write like a Harry Potter sketch because Harry Potter literally was locked in a closet every day for the first 10 years of his life.
Poor guy.
And then like, so now
He's trapped in the closet.
Now have a Hogwarts detention breakfast club. And you've got like, there's like, you think you can define us for what we are. A Ravenclaw, a Gryffindor, a Hufflepuff,
A Dobby.
a Slytherin. Yeah. Dobby.
A CG creature.
That's amazing. Oh, I think I think I
That's
just
not a bad
I
idea.
think I just wrote it.
Yeah.
All right.
It just happened right done.
Maybe we'll just do that as a radio play version of a sketch.
That'd be cool.
Just because then we don't have to actually cast or
film
act
anything or do no, I like the sounds of that
much
actually.
easier. We just saved ourselves some work, folks.
It can't be because you're just raped because she paid him. Yeah, well, listen to her lie, and she's banging some friggin'. She's banging the principal. That's why she's here. Because after they leave, she's gonna suck the principal's dick.
There was always a girl who I see in like high school. Well, I mean, there were multiple, but like you'd look at them and you're like, I kind of believe that you're having sex with somebody in their like 20s.
Yeah.
And then there was one time we went to a bar or something like that to watch wrestling pay-per-view, and then we saw
Like Wrigley's.
It was Wrigley's. And we saw a girl that we knew from high school, and she was with a dude who was clearly like 10 years older than her, and she was not of age.
Yeah.
It was just like,
Nobody
fuck.
cared back then. Now
There
it's a
were-
big deal.
There were so many things though. I remember because when I got
She's right though,
Yeah.
right there. What she said, right?
yeah.
If you say you've had sex, you're a slut. If you don't, you're a prude.
Yeah.
She's totally right. The double standard.
Oh, for sure. But yeah, the what was it? I was when we were buying a car one time. We were the person I was doing it. He was a videographer, so he he would do a video for like parties and stuff like that. And I saw he was doing some foam party at some club, and then I watched a girl flash. Like it was kind of off in the background, and my dad was like paying for the car. He just bought it off some dude, right? And I'm looking, and I see the girl flash, and then I'm like,
Flash
oh,
her titties?
yeah. And then I'm like, oh my God, that's a girl we go to high school with. And I was like,
Sweet.
it blew my
I always
mind.
wanted, like, because I only went to strip clubs when I was on the boat because the boys were going there.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not really into them. They're sort of depressing.
I went
but
to
I always
one.
wanted to go in one and see somebody like we went to high school with.
That's all I wanted to do when I tried
Yeah.
when I was applying for jobs
At the strip
in
club?
high school. No, not at the strip club. I applied at like one of the porn shops when I was 18.
Right.
Because I wanted to, I desperately wanted people that I knew
To come
in and be like, you're a pervert, you're a deviant.
You're a deviant, even though you work there,
Yeah,
right? So
I work there and I'm constantly
Giggling.
masturbating
yeah,
and giggling.
nobody knows what those hands are doing under that desk.
Mm-hmm.
That's why the desk is shoulder high there. And then, yeah.
I don't know. There was something about that. It just like it was so like it was so crazy to me where it would just be so funny to just be like, oh my God, it's you. That was like there was my aunt told a story. I didn't want her to get into too much detail because it was terrifying. But she worked at a hotel.
I was wondering where this was going.
No, she worked at a hotel where a swingers convention was going on. And like literally you're walking down the halls and all the rooms are open and people are just fucking in all the rooms.
No
and stuff
shit.
Like that. And people are going from room to room and stuff like that. And I was just like, and like I heard her tell somebody else the story because she's wise enough to not tell it to her nieces and nephews. And this was only a
not
couple
at
years
that
ago.
time.
But she was telling some story about how like there was like the opening, like the icebreaker party. At the beginning, it was just like girls giving their husbands hand jobs and measuring for distance.
Right.
And I was just like, and I'm listening to this, I'm like, that thing's fucking crazy. Like, I need to go to that because I need to run into somebody.
Hey, keep it down there, pussy.
We got a cat yelling at us.
Oh, yeah. Uh-oh.
What?
Is that just me?
Yeah, we're having a little break up here, I think.
Oh, you can hear it too, eh?
Yeah, I can too.
Fuck it. Can you hear that out there, people?
Yeah. That's okay. It's
forget it. Ain't the first time, will be the last. This is his big monologue.
Yeah, this is a
really good one. He's not afraid to cry in front of the ladies.
No.
He's a real man.
But yeah, it was like...
You ever been with a girl and you cried?
I haven't.
And there goes that.
No.
Or you cried around somebody and it's like they didn't like it. You know what I mean? That you're crying.
No. I was emotionless for so long.
Oh my God, I'm a crier and a half.
I didn't get.
I'm always crying. I'm watching TV. I'm crying.
I do now.
Holy Christ.
Now that I'm a dad and shit, anything will go off. Like I just see like somebody being a dad near something, I just and then I just get all like, oh God, this is sad.
Oh yeah, cheese whizzed in the buns.
Oh, just wailing on. Then I started fucking.
Yeah.
This gets like this actually becomes the story of Brokeback Mountain.
They just laughed and cheered me on. How fucked up is that? I remember I just saw like it was on the news, not on the news, maybe it was Facebook or something, and this guy was like going to the town council, and he told this big long story about how he was in high school and this guy was like every day would drag him into the bathroom and stick his head into the toilet and all the people were laughing at him, and a bunch of the times his face would smack the bowl and he'd be bleeding and lying on the floor covered in like piss water and stuff, and they're laughing. And the end of the story, he's like, and Sir Magistrate, he's like, it was you. He's like, you're the one who did this to me.
Wow.
And then the guy's like, afterwards, he's like, whoa, blah, blah, blah. Like, he took, you'd think he'd be like, afterwards, he'd be like, I'm so sorry. Like, I'm different now. I'm so, no, but he was still, you could tell he was still a prick bully. Because the guy was like, totally like, no, I didn't do that. And then afterwards, and then the dude who accused the guy was like, no. And then he got other people to be like, no, I was there. It was you. And he had like 10 people there. And the guy was still like, well, I don't have to poo-poo, you know?
I feel like the entire time he was telling his story, you could hear, I could feel it coming in the air.
And yeah, it was like, but he was, the guy just could give a shit. And now he's like the boss of their town or whatever kind of thing, right?
I feel like my biggest regret in high school, it was the closest thing to a bully moment I ever had, was we had somebody who was in our group that we didn't really want in our group at the time. And he was just like, he would just like show up and he was just annoying all of us. And we were just like, why does he keep showing up and stuff? And then finally I just lost it on him in the like I didn't beat him up or anything like that, but I just like lost it on him. And finally,
In the U.
I was just no, not in the U. We were outside, and I just yelled at him like you clearly are not wanted here, type thing.
Yeah, I think I remember this.
And it made him feel really bad. Like,
Yeah.
but it ended up being best for all of us.
Yeah, it
he ended
was,
up finding
actually.
his own circle of friends.
Yes,
And then
yeah.
because like our entire chunks of time together were dominated by why is this dude here?
Yeah.
But like
yeah,
it
it's
was,
like not even a conversation. What the fuck is this guy doing here?
because you'd be sitting there and you're like, oh God, he's not here. Now we can talk. And then, hey guys, what's going on? And you're like, oh Jesus. We had
True, right?
one time we had a friend who was just a monster of a human being. He was a British guy who lived here. And one day we just like kind of like sicked him on him, like not to beat him up or anything like that, but he literally just picked him up and dropped him because he was baby Huey.
Yeah, pretty
Like,
much, right?
just-
I do bad, yeah.
Yeah, it was
But with a British accent.
I do good, boss. Like it was just like
Yeah. Oh, well, I've had my moments too where I was really, we talked about it way back. I'm not getting back into it again, but my big high school regret.
yeah.
God. Sometimes you do stupid things. Someday, because I was very, like I say, very uncomfortable. So, humor was my, go-to. It still is now. And now I realize I'm not really that uncomfortable. I'm just an asshole. Oh, yeah. This is where they're all breaking down barriers and walls.
I get the pressures and like stuff like that though. I mean, they're very real.
Oh, it is. It's weird to feel like these pressures in high school too, because like, remember when they're in the scene where they're running away and they get stuck, they're like, we're fucked now. Like he's going to catch us. We're, running around in the hallways. And it's like, you look 10 years later, like who gives a shit?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like years out of high school, every day in high school was like fucking hell for me. And I felt like mountains were falling on me and, the weight of the world and stuff.
Yeah.
And then you come out and you're like, geez, like, it's way worse now. Why couldn't I just relax in high school and get some pussy like the rest of the people, right? Like, fuck.
Yeah, we still looked like we did. It's not like it was.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Whoops.
No way. There was girls that were digging us. We just couldn't.
It's true.
We couldn't get our foot in the door, man.
I apparently was a pretty good looking guy because people like
Fucking
there were a lot of girls.
I
like
know. I always, I hear things every now and then from people. And I was like, holy fuck, I could have,
Yeah, that's.
holy shit.
There's nothing worse than that. It's like, well, what am I supposed to do with that information now?
Yeah, a little
Like-
too late. About 55 years too late.
Yeah.
This is my
Well,
second life.
at least you're currently single. You could make something happen.
And I do.
It would be it would be a weird thing though. Hey, remember when we knew each other 20 years ago? Well, I liked you a bit then. Fucking let's do this.
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, no,
I
get
still
it.
feel like I have a claim over every girl we went to high school with.
Everyone.
Every single fucking one of them.
That's excessive.
I should be allowed to have sex. I can do this.
What can you do?
Right here. I can put lipstick on. I can put the thing between my boobs and put my lipstick on.
Oh, nice.
I do it all the time. And then I look in the mirror and I say, I'd fuck me. And then I don't because I can't get it up. Oh.
That's okay.
Anyways, if you're a female and you went to my high school, I'm coming for you. Unless if you're married.
Yeah.
And I'll
Well, it
wait until
depends.
your marriage turns to shit.
Yeah.
Then I'm coming for you.
Yeah. If your marriage already kind of sucks, then
I'll be there tonight.
yeah. Forgive me. I just had you heard my audio go.
I'm here to did something.
Yeah, my audio is going a little weird right now because I'm trying to fix our technical error while we're going through this.
He's multitasking hard.
I feel like it's not even showing up on the thing, and it's like we're gonna be talking about it, and everybody's like, "I don't know what you're talking about."
I wish people from our high school would write in, tell us some shit.
Well, we do have
Now that we're
one.
watching
It's our
the
first
high-
ever
I
prize
know,
winner.
our first prize winner,
John.
Mr. Jonathan Richardos.
See, he can't even pronounce your name. He doesn't give a shit about anything. He sent us he sent us the greatest thing. I don't have the exact wording of it right now, but he sent an
it's a
idea for a
drinking
drinking
game.
game for every time I correct you.
You will be wasted by the end of this game. Wasted.
It's fine. I think I should drink every time I'm about to correct you, and then
We
by
should
the end I'll be
have-
fucking like
We
near
should
dead.
have a breakfast club party where
Mm-hmm.
we get together with as many people that we knew, didn't know, didn't hang out with or whatever, and we
Yeah.
just sit down and get loaded and just bear it out.
There's no version of anything where I get loaded.
Oh, you watch us all get loaded.
Yeah, that was my life in high school.
Some horny
was
Swedes.
watching
Get some
everybody
horny Swedes into ya?
watching everybody get loaded while I just sat around and took advantage of that. Not sexually,
Oh yeah.
but like
my
one of-
butthole's never felt
No,
the same, and
it's-
I
it's
love
fine.
it.
I barely even touched the sides of it. I wasn't big back then. But the
No.
what was it? Like
Princess.
our one friend, he would get so crazy drunk and he like fell on me one time and I put him in like a hammerlock and then I left him down there and he would scream and he was screaming into like the pillows because I had him face down
Dude,
into the
you're having Aaron, right?
Yeah. And he was screaming and just like oh.
He was tough as nails.
He was, but I was
Hey,
fucking
you could throw him down the stairs like he
he
was.
could handle, and I left, but I think I left him in that hammerlock for about 45 minutes. I'm like, and I'm not letting you go till you calm down. This is the problem when if you're crazy drunk and you're around me, who like the only high school kid who's mentally out of control but physically completely in control.
Yeah.
And
I dug that you never drank or anything. I respected that.
I
Actually,
appreciate that.
Yeah,
But it's
not now though.
no.
Yeah. You're an adult. You should be getting drunk with the rest of us. Like cope with your problems like an adult. Get wasted.
I'm just gonna wait till
Yeah?
once you can just legally buy the THC pills, so I can just sleep at night. That's all I
I
want.
think you still can buy them illegally.
Can
You
you? I
want
don't
some
know.
THC pill, bro? I'll hook you up with
Yeah,
some
give me
fucking
some THC pills.
When you
We
say it, I
found
got
a
a whole
place on-
pocket full of them right
Oh,
now.
fucking
Oh
A.
wait, no, that one's cocaine.
Why do you have a
This-
cocaine
this
pill?
one.
That's weird.
No, it's just loose cocaine in a
There was
pocket.
a great scene in the last episode of Last Man on Earth, which right now is their official last episode because they were canceled. Hopefully they get picked up.
What?
Yeah, hopefully
A
they
lot
get
of
picked
people
up.
are up in our. Brooklyn Nine-Nine got picked up by somebody.
It got picked
right?
up. There's a great story behind that. They got picked up 12 hours after they were canceled because
People lost their
celebrities.
shit.
But celebrities, Lin-Manuel Miranda went online.
Dude, that's the
saying-
celebrity. Who the fuck is that?
He's the guy who did Hamilton and all that
Oh,
shit.
okay,
right?
okay.
And he's so kind of a giant one. And he goes, I like 4 things. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is one of those 4 things. Bring it back.
I
And
wonder
then
what the other 3 were.
Guillermo del Toro comes on and he's like, it's one of the best things. And then somebody else.
I need to start watching this show. I've never seen one episode.
So creative. And because it's, you look
Terry
at
Crews
it.
is in it, right?
Yeah, you look at it and you're like, oh, it's just going to be another
Like a cop show.
cop show, blah, blah, blah. It's so good. And it's actually, there's a good cop show in there, but then a lot of silly. It's not the usual comedy of, oh, everybody's bad at their job.
Right.
Like
Like
everybody's
it's pretty smart.
yeah, and it's like everybody's good. Even the people who are bad at their jobs end up being good at their jobs when it comes down to it
Right.
and stuff like
when
that.
it's crunch time,
Yeah.
they're cops for a
But-
reason.
But they point out something out that I didn't even notice, and I think the fact that I didn't notice makes it that much better. Of the leading cast, 2 of them were black, 2 of them were Latina women, 2 of them were gay or bi,
Yeah.
and it was like, and it just was a thing. Nobody was talking about it, like
Right.
like it was a thing they would mention because it's like, oh, I'm with my husband,
Right.
a gay man who's with my husband, but it wasn't like,
Like a
ooh,
big,
we're going to like Club
a whole
Med and-
episode like
yeah.
centered around coming
Yeah.
to terms with your gayness.
Yeah, it was so
Oh my god!
brilliantly done.
I received high school. Okay, we're
Yeah.
talking. I'm not gonna say who it is,
Mhm.
but I have received my first gay wedding invitation.
All right, we did it.
No, the wedding's not gay. The invitation was gay. And I mean, what an invitation! Wow.
That's my favorite thing I've
It-
ever heard. It was such a gay invitation. It was just like
like, wow, can this invitation get any gayer?
it's a guy marrying a girl, but it is dripping with cocks.
Exactly. And I'm really excited to go.
Nice.
We went to high school with him.
All right.
His name is me.
Nice. And his bride is me.
That's right. I always
Good
wanted to
stuff.
be this dude that I knew dirty deeds in Toronto. We always joked about getting a gay marriage just to have the certificate on the wall.
Yeah.
Just so people would come over and be like, oh, yeah, that's why I was married but to my husband for a while. Dan, it didn't work out. Now I'm straight now. Yeah.
Fuck it.
Yeah, whatever, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We should get married.
You turned me. I can't now. I'm legally married. You can't do like it's
Whatever.
not
We'll
legal.
go to Utah.
Oh, there we go.
Right the fuck, right? Oh, yeah.
Carl
why,
Malone, please marry us.
Why is Carl Malone? He's the biggest
I
fucking
picture he's
polygamous
still there.
creep of them all.
I'm the mailman, and I'm here to deliver another loving relationship.
Thanks,
Jo-
Carl Malone.
And then he's like, "Can somebody please pass me the rings?" And John Stockton hands it off. He's like, "Thanks for another assist, John Stockton."
I love your Carl Malone impression.
I think I fucking nailed it. To be honest, I think I did a good one.
Why is she there?
Cheesy beefy. Who?
Not Ali Sheedy, the princess there. His one's pretty hardcore, actually.
Yeah. Well, his is the closest to something.
Yeah, like.
Yeah, like that one is extreme.
Even if it is a flare gun.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, the pressure. Yeah. Oh, the pressure.
It's crazy, man. Like, it's just... I
like this one.
The trunk.
This one I like. Oh, I was terrible in
tough.
shop class, too. Fuck was I ever. I was terrible in all the classes unless you could be an asshole in something, you know, like a play or be in front of a camera or write something or...
See, this is when I feel like I'm really boring when it comes to high school stuff, because I never had issues with those things. The only classes I ever had issue with were ones that I didn't give a shit.
Yeah, that was all that weren't drama.
On. I didn't care about music class, but I would try if I knew it would have something to do with the drama stuff.
Right, like the play.
When we were doing the plays, because we did do a couple of musicals, or when we did that, what was it, the school reunion thing, and we ended up doing that weird Grease
oh, yeah, that was cool, yeah.
thing, and so...
Ooh, they're all like, even the bad boys, like, whoa.
Mm-hmm. It was a handgun.
It was one of those guns when you press the button, a stick with a flag comes out and it says "pow."
Yeah, it belonged to my friend the Joker, which makes sense because he was in The Dark Knight with the Joker. It's totally fine. And the Oscar goes to Joe Findlay for figuring it all out.
Yeah, that's why you get Oscars now?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, they got 10 fucking movies, and that's what won.
Yeah, the album that Ali Sheedy was looking at earlier, you said it might be Purple Rain. It was 1999. I'm scrolling through some stuff because we've been talking about like everything else and not really talking trivia in this one.
Here
so
we
I'm just
go.
kind of like going to it. Oh, this is my favorite.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I love that. Like that would make me legitimately fall in love with her right there. My only problem.
It's a good thing she went last. She kind of cut the tension.
Yeah. My only real problem with this is that you have two couples who end up in love by the end of this.
They're not in love. They're just starting to feel it. Okay.
No, it's high school. They're in fucking love. As far as they're concerned, they're getting
the whole
married.
Courtship, marriage, everything. Yeah. 1 week done.
Apparently, this scene was all they supposed to be Molly Ringwald dancing, and then she started feeling like kind of uncomfortable with doing that. So they
why just her?
I don't know. Well, they just figured she would be the one to dance.
That's how I dance. That is literally pretty much how I dance in real life.
I don't dance. That's not.
You can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
I do basically like a little bit of James Brown. Like I just shuffle my feet and just move my body.
We gotta go dancing somewhere. I love dancing.
It's my only thing. Like I don't mind doing anything, but I never liked dancing. And I just don't enjoy it.
I love it. I love it. But here's the thing is like if I'm like I go to karaoke Fridays and I'll dance, but I don't dance the real way that I want to. Yeah. Like my real dancing is pretty much like Molly. Like you need to give me a wide berth because I give her.
Yeah, if I'm gonna dance, I'm just doing something silly with my feet or something like that. Like it's not like I'm not trying to accomplish anything with my dancing.
He's right up his ass there.
They did a great thing in community. I know, fuck it, community, whatever. Have a drink because Joe said community again. But but they do this whole thing in an episode. It's Abed and Joel McHale's character.
He's back up in the rafters again.
Yeah, but they're getting him drunk because he's got to drunk dial somebody, but he can't act drunk, so they're actually getting him drunk. And they end up doing that whole thing, and the pizza guy comes in and like he ends up like doing the dance with them.
Oh, he has to go back to where he was.
Yeah.
Oh, this meatball's
after all of this.
You gotta write the paper now, bud.
No, after all of this, they're all like, "Oh, fuck you, nerd."
Yeah, you're the nerd. Yeah. They learned nothing, just like with true kids. Yeah. They didn't learn a damn thing.
Fuck. You want me to write your paper? He looks so, and I think this is the biggest problem with him, is because he has found, like, not like over the top success, but he has worked constantly.
Dead Zone,
like, but but
I like him.
He is from Dead Zone on. He's completely unrecognizable to be this kid. It's like you would never ever.
I like
guess.
him.
Again, he was in Community. Plays one of the best like characters. He's got this big mustache, and he's like he challenges dude to a fist fight in it. And he's like just
Why he goes to the community college or whatever.
yeah, and he challenges him to a fight out by the bike racks and stuff like that. It's really fucking funny. Like it's.
Remember when you pulled me aside to do my makeup?
Yeah, I would do
My
this.
eyes popped after
Oh
that.
God, yeah, made your baby blues go.
Damn right.
But this was I used to like that was one thing I liked in theater was when I would get my makeup done because we wouldn't do our own. I would always
that.
get a girl doing my makeup.
I loved it.
Yeah,
I'd be shitting myself. I'd be like, oh God, please don't shit yourself even before you get on stage. But it was awesome. It felt like you're a real star. You didn't do your own makeup.
I didn't do like this. I wasn't nervous at this point. I was nervous once I was ready, and then there was nothing to do but wait.
Oh,
and
God.
so that's usually when I would go off by myself. Right. I was the weirdest because I mean we all had our nerves and our own thing.
Oh God,
but
I was so nervous.
I had such crippling anxiety. I used to have to take I used to eat those extra strength Halls that come in like the black package to tell you that they're fucking poison, and I would take those because it would actually like send this weird cooling thing down my body, so it would so I wouldn't throw
like
up.
Addicted to Halls.
I would go through like
I would have the fucking black.
I would go through them like crazy, but when it came to that point, I would go to like the darkest place I could go. I used to go to like the orchestra pit or wherever, and I would sit by myself. That
was cool under there, eh?
Halls. Yeah,
sucking Halls.
We had a great theater.
It was killer.
We had like we were spoiled like by the riches of that place. Still can't think.
I still kind of liked her before, but she looks pretty cute here.
I prefer her look from before, but he makes the one point because I mean. The one failure he could have made is like, wow, you're pretty now, so I like you.
Right.
I can see your face. That's all he says about this.
Which is nice.
And I'm like,
true.
That's you've just said something true, and you haven't said now that you look like this.
Right. Now that you've changed the way you normally are, you look good.
Yeah. Oh, he likes it. Those braces.
You didn't even say nothing.
Yeah,
Shit.
Imagine she just started like tugging him. Like,
of
just,
course
like,
she
violently.
is, man. Like she even tugged a dick already.
Yeah. Well, I figure at that age, you fucking coward. he likes to be talked to like a dirty cuckold. You can't even fucking get it up, can you? Maybe you'll have to watch the principal fuck me first so you know how to fuck me right.
That's how I like it.
Yeah.
And I'll show you, you bitch.
I'm going to let the principal come in your big nostril and the janitor's going to come in your other one.
And
there's still going to be plenty of room for lots of dicks.
Oh, he got his boner moment because he gets to write their essay.
Yeah, exactly. Oh my God, syntax.
Oh, don't worry. He's going to get the hottest lady later on anyways. He'll be rich. He'll be driving a sweet car.
That would have been a very funny thing. I would have also liked the awkwardness of all these people who are clearly not together anymore.
Oh, when they get together and they have new people.
Yeah. I want everybody
I've never seen St. Elmo's Fire. I don't think.
I saw it ages ago. I guarantee you the age at which I saw it, I was too young to understand a fucking thing that was happening.
Right.
Because but back then we would just watch
the
it's the 80s. We'll just watch a movie that came out. And
who would be in this movie now?
Fuck you.
But they have to be unknowns. The remake. They have to be
No.
young. Tom Holland would probably be in there.
Tom Holland would actually make a really good Brian, Anthony Michael Hall's character. So there's John Hughes as Brian's dad here.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's also he's in something else. I think of his.
Oh, I'm sure.
No, maybe not. I'm thinking the dad from.
See, like look at the love in their eyes. Like this isn't just a like I'll see you again.
Because this is back in the day the hormones are raging. Mm-hmm. It's all feeling.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
We didn't.
I could have kissed a girl like that at school if I wasn't such a wiener.
Yeah.
It does look like a prison though. Jesus Christ. They don't have any ventilation. There's no windows in the place.
I would be in really hard situations. Like there was a girl who I was together with, but then she would come to my house and then she brought like her gay friend over. And I'm like, well,
the gay buffer zone.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I guess, all right.
Well, if he wants to get in on this, I guess.
I made out with one girl. that I just brought over here knowing I was going to make out with her. Like, I mean, she wasn't the only girl I made out with, but it was like, that was the one where like, I know this is going to happen.
This is a
And she
surefire
was-
thing. She
yeah.
did not disappoint. Good. God love her.
It was
God
her
bless
best
her
5th
soul.
birthday ever. She was considerably younger than me, but it was
Oh,
totally, it
whatever.
was all
It's cool
above
back
board.
in the- Yeah, well, fucking back when we were in high school, the OACs were going out with the grade 9s, which is
Yeah.
technically illegal, is it not?
I don't know.
Because
But,
right? Because they're in
yeah.
grade 9, you're like 15.
Yeah.
And in grade OAC, you are
You're 17 or 18.
Yeah.
I was 17 with a 15.
like some of those big football dudes were going out with those little grade 9ers, and I was like, Jesus.
Yeah. Well, it also didn't hurt or didn't help that they were gigantic dudes, so
Yeah.
it made it look like all the worse.
Yeah. Oh,
This
here we
is
go.
this is one of my favorite little movie moments. Is this this letter, and like I said, it does perfectly lay out everything we just watched in the movie.
Yeah.
Had we not been talking over it about
Mhm.
it, basically we're like, let's take this high school movie and just really work out our own shit.
Yeah, why not? Like,
It's good though. It's really well done. And again, this is something. Picture this in a theater, and you don't have all these people walking away. You just have the principal by himself, spotlight on him, with this audio going. Not that "Don't You Forget About Me," but just the
just the
just the
talking.
thing. And
yeah.
you just have like over the speakers, just like an athlete, a brain, and it's
He
like
had a
all
great
around you.
day
It's-
Bender.
Oh God, I love that little thing. He
Okay,
improvised that as well.
Okay, so
actually.
on the play in the play, when
Yeah.
you read when he's reading
Would you
their
call
their
my
thing,
name?
their little
Yeah.
confessional thing there,
Mhm.
what would his reaction be, you think? One of like fuck.
Well,
I'm an asshole kind of a thing,
Yeah.
or what? Like,
no, he's gonna come back and he's like, "You didn't write the fucking essay last week." And he's gonna now you're gonna write one.
and he's gonna wrap it in his fist and punch him in the face
Yeah.
with it.
Punch it in the air. But so you were asking about who else would be in this.
Yeah, okay.
Extra credit. I think there's no better
You're
time.
gonna have to add nowadays. There's gonna have to be like all the races and stuff. So,
yank somebody from Stranger Things.
well, they're kind of
'Cause-
young, but
Yeah, well, no, but I mean, there's a couple who are old enough for like
right.
Harry Styles.
Harry Styles. I don't know the young actors anymore, so I don't know like who you'd put in there.
I don't know,
You
yeah.
know, maybe
Get one-
some new ones.
Get one of the teen moms.
Oh yeah,
hmm That would actually be a funny little thing, though, if you did have a pregnant.
one of them
a
should be
one,
pregnant,
and then she goes into labor towards the end of the thing, but the principal just thinks she's acting up.
oh, you've been faking this pregnancy for 9 months, lady. We're not falling for this shit.
That would be amazing.
Wang Chung.
Oh, I love Wang Chung, baby.
Ooh.
Heart too hot to hold. Yeah, I'm having a hard time thinking of the people.
I
but
can't.
yeah,
I
you would
can't
wanna,
do it. I don't know the younger
you would wanna-
crowd these days.
Yeah, but you would want to diversify it a little bit.
You'd
and it's
have
kind,
to.
and it's kind of like we said too. You want to encapsulate what's going on now, and you can encapsulate like you have things like social media and like the technology that like people are texting or doing whatever, and how do you incorporate that into the movie that makes
Right.
it interesting? It's
Yeah.
not just it's like, because the obvious version of this is all fucking 5 of them text until the 4 hours are over.
Yeah, no, nobody
But-
says one thing to each
Yeah,
other.
exactly. And
That could be something they tackle in it too. The principal could be like no phones either, so they all
Yeah.
gotta put their phone in the box.
Put your phone-
And then instead of going through their files, he's going through their phones.
Yeah. There we go.
Totally.
There we go.
Fuck yeah, we can write this thing.
Yeah.
If we ever did it.
No,
Yeah, well.
I'm not paying for Microsoft Word.
Fuck that.
I have it. I'm just not. Gonna.
Words. I
Yeah,
don't
but I
pay
did-
for
but
words.
for
I
what-
say them for free
Yeah, that's true.
in podcast world.
Yeah, but if you want to send us money, go ahead.
Yeah,
Figure it out.
please. Yeah, maybe then I'll.
We'll
do
say better.
something with
We'll
my
say
life.
more words, better words,
Yeah,
stronger words.
faster.
Stinky pussy. I just started when I started saying the other one.
Smelly
Oh,
pussy.
smelly, that's the one. I just maybe started thinking of Cheat from
Right.
from
If you
Dusk
can
Till
find
Dawn.
pussy anywhere cheaper, fuck it. At least he's cool with that. He's not like you can
Yeah.
only come get pussy here. He's like, if you can find it even cheaper than this
Yeah.
fucking place, you better fuck that.
That is a very gross thing to brag about, though. Our pussy is the, cheapest.
I'm sure there's a
and
scale.
it shows.
Yeah,
But,
yeah. Oh yeah. You know what you're getting when you
yeah.
go to the old titty twister.
Yeah. It's like
Maybe
this-
not the vampires,
like the
but
old-
the cheap pussy.
Yeah, it's like the old Todd Berry joke. This girl gives the fastest hand job. Because like, is that a thing?
Yeah, you got something to do. It's only your lunch hour.
Yeah.
In and out, man.
Yeah. Well,
Done.
that'd be good if like, because you know how you have the like some offices they do those like chair massage things.
Right.
Like, oh, come down at this time and get a free massage.
Happy endings.
I was like, yeah, that'd be it. You just have somebody underneath just tugging.
That's why there's
I
a
was like,
hole
I gotta
there.
get back.
You don't put your face through the hole. You flip around, and that's where your genitals go.
Oh my god.
Your legs dangle weirdly over.
So many
So
ways
the
that I
bed's
do
kind of
life
keeps
wrong.
trying to tip on you. That's what makes it hot. There's danger
Yeah.
involved.
You have to involve a yoga ball to feel truly stable.
That's the only way I feel stable.
Yeah, exactly.
Yoga farts. Hot
Yo-
yoga
Hot
farts.
Yoga farts.
I don't hear you farting. I don't think you're Oh, see, Joe's got it.
Yeah.
Oh, see, follow Joe's lead.
He's a master.
Yeah.
He's so good at yoga. I saw him doing it at the mall while eating a taco. Oh, you still got it.
Still got it, Joe.
Oh, man. Well, that is it for this week's edition.
Yeah.
Breakfast Club, surprisingly shorter than I remember.
Me
I
too,
I thought it was
yeah.
north of 2 hours.
I really enjoyed this one, actually.
It really just is a good movie.
Yeah.
And it does, like, I mean, to younger people, I don't even know. I don't know. I think I'm doing that thing that every older generation does with it. Like, you don't understand what we went through, but really we all went through the exact same fucking thing. We
Pretty
just had
much.
different movies.
Or in different
Like, it was-
technology at the time.
exactly.
But people are always going to be the same assholes.
Yeah, you had
So you'll go through the same thing.
You had an 8-track, but I had a Discman. You had a Discman, but I had a fucking iPod.
Mine's
Touch.
digital. Or
You had an
blah,
iPod
yeah.
Touch, but I have a fucking nanotechnology.
You know what? At least
implanted in my cochlea.
the one thing I can say, man, is at least like in our high school, nobody showed up with a fucking gun,
No,
shooting this place up. Like, oh, that never happened. I never even heard of that when we were younger.
I don't.
Even
yeah.
on the news and stuff, I'm sure it happened, but I never heard of it.
No, we actually had somebody on the our last year of school. We went to do our registration. Showed up with a toy gun.
Yeah.
And it was caught immediately, and the person was kicked out of school, which is kind of a funny thing. Like, just the irony of being kicked out of school before you start school because you brought a gun.
A
to
toy
school
gun, yeah.
You
Just to be
weren't
cool.
attending yet, but yeah. Well, I mean, you're no better with your idea of, oh, I'm going to the Amazon, so I better make a joke about a fucking bomb before I get on the plane.
No, on the plane.
Oh, on the plane.
In like
Fucking
Colombia or
moron.
whatever it was.
Yeah,
They're
that's
like the Colombian army like comes onto the plane. Don't say a fucking word. They're all looking right at me. And the guy's like, "What's in your bag?" I was like, "Just a couple grenades." And it was like, I remember their faces being like, "Oh my god!" And then Dave's dad had to pull them aside and be like, "He's joking. He's a total asshole. He's joking." Oh my god, he was so mad, and he had every right to be.
This is, and I'm glad that you experienced that and like experienced somebody defending you, because I feel like that's the shield that floated around you with like me and Aaron and stuff like that. It was like, no, don't listen to him. He's just a douchebag.
I see the joke. I gotta take it. It's not my fault.
I know. It's just like, just be glad that was in a pre 9/11 world, because you'd still be in
I'd
fucking prison.
I'd be in Colombian. I would be Bruce Wayne at the beginning of that first Batman movie.
Yeah.
Pumping weights like jugs of water. Why'd I make that joke? Fuck.
I can't fucking believe it. I'm in Guantanamo. Like, just, oh my God, the fucking sack on you. I remember friends of mine who they were going, they rented a car, and they got like a brand new Dodge Charger they rented, and they were going to some, like, I guess as like a tourist attraction, some like abandoned asylum. They would like sell tickets to like go into it during like Halloween and stuff, and they wanted to go check it out. So I think it was in Pennsylvania, and they were driving down and they were crossing the border, and they see all these like fucking young dudes in like this like really nice car and stuff like that. And they're like, yeah, you're gonna have to come inside. We're gonna talk to you. And then like everything was just like weird attitude, no jokes, but they were like, where is do you have any like weapons on you? He's like, I have a knife on me.
Right.
And then they're like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he's like, it's just like a Swiss Army knife. And he just
It's like a
pulls it
little
out,
thing,
and he's
yeah.
like, and he just puts it in. He's like, it's there now. Don't matter. We're all good. And they're like, oh, he's like, why do you have that? And he's like, I wanted to own a Swiss Army knife. Like, it was like that kind of thing. And then like,
Have you killed anybody with that knife?
Yeah. And then they're like pointed to one person. They're like, you come with me. And then the other person gets up to go with me. I said, no, that person alone. I'm like, and they're like, do you speak sign language? Can you sign?
Right.
And they're like, no. He's like, I can. You'll need me. This person is deaf. Like,
Holy
it was just
fuck.
like it was just this big weird scenario, and I'm like,
When was
God.
this?
Oh, this was friends of mine like years ago.
Oh, okay. Like you weren't there.
No, I wasn't there.
I was like, oh my
This
God,
was,
I remember this story.
No, this was not. Some things have happened in my life that don't include you. This is a bad example of that because this didn't include. This didn't happen in my
you
life.
either. Yeah, like yeah, I hear what you're saying.
There's like 6
Am
things.
I listening? No, but I hear what you're saying.
Yeah, there's 6 things that have happened to me that you weren't a part of. And only one of them was the conception of one of my children.
Exactly.
You were there for the other one.
That's right. I was one of them.
Oh. All right. We're going to wrap this bad boy up now because I want to
Wrap it up in a nice little package.
There it is. As always, visit us on miscastcommentary.com. I just got closer to the microphone and it made a difference. Visit us miscastcommentary.com. Email us podcast@miscastcommentary.com. Find us on Twitter @miscastpodcast. Go check out Miscast TV, guys. We got quite a few videos on there now. Enjoy all of them.
Oh, I love the new one.
Oh,
Not just because I'm in it.
no, not just. But yeah, we're really proud of the videos and stuff like that, and they're getting better. We've had some audio issues with a few, but I mean,
Whatever.
yeah, we're getting there.
Fuck it.
And we're still working with the money we have, so that's the problem. Again, you want better quality? I need to buy a new shotgun mic.
No,
Send me
get
some
your
mic.
friends to listen because the more people that listen, eventually we'll reach these numbers. We'll be getting paid for something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, you
We
can.
can sell it somehow.
Yeah, exactly. Or just go put on Miscast TV and just like leave it running.
Yeah,
while you
over and
go
over
out
and over and
stuff
over and
like
over.
that.
Yeah.
I don't care how we beat the system, just so
What
long
about
as
like
we
an
get
auto?
ads.
What about like a YouTube auto dialer?
Yeah, that's kind
Or
of
just
a thing.
keeps, 1, 2, 3, 5 million, 1 billion. We broke the internet.
Yay!
We're bigger than Kim Kardashian's
I feel like
ass.
whatever we do is actually going to break the internet, though, and then there just won't be internet
Oh,
anymore.
the Avro.
and-
Thanks, Joe and Todd.
Yeah, fuck.
All day, everywhere you go, people just miserable.
Just
Thanks, Joe and Todd.
Just our original 3 fans of Tristina Grafrau and Darnell.
Yeah.
We're going to be mailing them CD-ROMs of our latest podcast.
Exactly right.
Uh,
Tapes.
and tapes. We've mentioned our Twitter stuff. I'm at JK Finley. Todd's at Miscast Todd.
It should be like when you open up like a VHS tape and you pull the tape and you hold it up to the light, you can see it.
Yes.
It's like that, only words. That's the way it should be.
All right. If that makes you happy, I'm happy.
It does.
Yeah. As a matter of fact. So yeah, what else? Like us if you're still on Facebook. I don't know at this point if Facebook's still a thing.
It better not be. It's fucking government.
But follow us on Facebook if that's the case. We are in no way Russian affiliated, but we'll sell your secrets if you need us to.
If it'll make us a couple bucks.
Yeah, exactly. Not to the Russians though. We'll do it for the Chinese because I feel like that's the next way.
That's where the money is. I want
yeah.
Bitcoin. Pay us in Bitcoin.
Give me Bitcoin.
Swedish account Bitcoin.
Nice. You're just saying words. Crypto. Crypto.
Cryptbit.
So
That sounds
let's-
like a new tasty treat.
Yeah.
It's like crackers in the shape of microchips.
Oh, and so I was thinking like it was like a bake sale thing from the Crips, and then the Bloods are gonna come and fuck it all up. But yeah. So I mean, that's all that. Tune in next week, guys. We're gonna announce our next great movie. We're getting close to Halloween season. We've actually got a lot of our episodes coming up are going to be pretty themed, but we've got one more coming before we get into kind of holiday seasons.
Ooh.
So tune in next week and find out what that movie is.
Yeah.
And go back and just pick one random episode and re-listen to it. And watch the movie. Always, if you haven't seen one of these with the movie, watch it with the movie, because I think that even when we're not talking about the movie, I think you'll
still
get
makes
why
sense.
we're talking about what we're talking about.
Exactly.
So always do that. And yeah, as Todd said, tell a friend. Just get one person. That's your paying us to listen to this.
And
is make one friend listen to this. And if they like it, get them to tell one friend. If they don't like it, then it's back on you, and you have to tell a new friend.
And
get
if
rid of
you-
that friend and get a new friend.
If you don't have any friends, make a friend. Be
Yeah.
like, hey, do you listen to Miscast Commentary? And they'll be like, no, I don't. You'll be like, well, new friend, I'll show it to you.
Yeah, and then they will say, thank you for being a friend. I traveled down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant.
Oh my God.
And what?
Dude, while you're saying this, I literally found the greatest shirt ever that I'm going to wear when I go to karaoke. It says Squad and it has the Golden Girls on it.
That's amazing.
It's like an Avengers picture, but it's the Golden Girls.
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. So tune in next week and I don't know, maybe we'll find a picture of Todd wearing that Squad shirt. So see if that happens.
Right on.
All right, guys, we'll see you next week.
Later.
Bye.
This has been Miscast Commentary with your hosts, Joe Finley and Todd Murray. Executive producer, Joe Finley. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the podcast wherever you listen. Visit www.miscastcommentary.com for all news related to the podcast. Miscast Commentary is a Miscast Media production.